All right, people. Welcome to the experience. We are live not only on YouTube, but we're also on Twitter X, whatever you choose to call it, and on Twitch. So, anyone on Twitch, welcome to the show. Make sure to follow the socials in the banner down below on YouTube, on Twitch, and also on Twitter X, and anywhere else that you see the name Drew Yari. But welcome to the experience, people. The new look experience. I am Drew, and joining me as always.
This is Justin from Spinebuster Tees and spinebustertees.com.
And coming back from last week's four-man show where we talked about Rumble predictions, we're here to talk about Rumble spoilers, results, just the Rumble in itself, the pay-per-view in itself, and also Fallout from Raw, Mr.
Ruben Prime, one half of Culture Attack. Glad to be here.
Yes, sir. And you not only get to hear his voice, you get to see his face. You get to see the face behind that sexy voice.
and the beard in all its glory too. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yes, and my background, it's all right.
Yeah.
But we're here to talk wrestling.
Nice.
Yeah. We're here to talk wrestling.
We all have unique backgrounds for 30-something-year-old men who shouldn't have toys on their wall, but whatever. But RJ hopefully might be joining us. If not, I sent him an invite. But anyways, people, we're here to talk about the Royal Rumble, which happened on Saturday in Saudi. I guess first and foremost, guys, how y'all doing?
So I'm doing pretty good. I mean, better week. Much better week than last week. Up here in the Northeast, we had a pretty gnarly snowstorm, so things are starting to get back to normal. Snow's starting to melt. I mean, there's still a lot of snow on the ground, which is insane. But we're here rocking. Not as cold. Like, I don't know if you guys see the movie Day After Tomorrow. Last week felt like that. Literally walking, just bundled up and making sure that you didn't get just frozen solid. But this week is much better. Like it's the temperature's up in the teens, the lower 20s, so that's good.
Yeah. I'm doing great. Shop's been doing good. Staying busy with that. Outside of that, man, nothing, great. I won't say great, but like nothing fascinating, I will say, going on in normal life. But just staying busy with the shop and continue to grow the business. That's about it.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm not doing terrible. I could do a little better, but I'm just living. I wake up every morning, and that's kind of does it for me. As long as I can wake up every morning and live another day, that's kind of how I look at life. But in that case, who, I guess this is kind of a good thing on the experience. Who is everyone's wrestler of the week? Whoever wants to start.
I'll go first. I think we may all have the same person. Maybe we'll see. But I got the guy who had an interview on ESPN with Pat McAfee talking about himself and WWE Creative. I'm talking about the man who won the 2026 Men's Royal Rumble. And I'm talking about the man who had a sparring, very good promo segment with CM Punk on Monday Night Raw. I am going with the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. Roman, he is the guy. He is the man right now in the WWE. He is still the number one overall attraction in WWE. It's not Cody. It's not CM Punk. It's not Brock Lesnar. It is Roman Reigns. And he showed his value to the company over a 4 or 5 day span. Roman Reigns is my wrestler of the week.
What about you, Ruben?
Not a surprise. Let me stand up, give you my answer.
There we go.
Yes, sir. I mean, listen, just to piggyback on what Justin was saying, Roman proved why he's really the last superstar. You know, I love Drew and Cody and Punk and all the other guys, but Roman is that guy. And I know people are upset with him winning. I mean, he was my first choice, but I understood why they went with him at the end of the day. So with him being on, on the show, being on McAfee's podcast, and then his promo Monday night, enough said. Like, what else do we need to say?
All right. Before I give mine, Justin, I don't know if you can do this. Is it possible if you can move your camera a little bit to the left?
I can't. That's as far as it can go.
Okay,
Why?
so the reason why is because if you're currently watching on YouTube, you're watching on portrait mode, and you can see my face, you can see Ruben's face, you can only see literally like a fourth of Justin's face. You can hear his voice. I can't change it.
I guess that's what we're gonna do then. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's like that.
Well, because I have it on portrait, because like portrait only literally just gets a portrait. Landscape obviously gets everything.
Yeah. Did you put it on portrait? I'm sorry, you put it on. Did you have on landscape last week?
Yeah, because like mainly because like whenever I create the reels, for whatever reason, it only gets my face, and I can hear it, and it's like putting in everyone's voice, but it's not.
Well, I'll have to do some adjustments for next week, but I can't move anything right now, or else I'll unplug some stuff. So.
Well, no. Like next time I'll just do landscape because I can't change it midstream, unfortunately. But anyone watching on YouTube, sorry, but if you're watching,
I'm already like.
Yeah.
Yeah, try to scroll over a little bit. Yeah, that's boss.
I mean, I don't want you to like. Yeah, I can see like half your face. But if you're watching on Twitch and Twitter, you can see the full Monty, so to speak. But
so it's portrait on YouTube, but landscape on Twitch.
Well, because Twitch is Twitch. Twitch, I don't think really has any screen settings like landscape or portrait.
Yeah.
No,
landscape's the best way going forward, especially if someone's watching on your TV.
Yeah, YouTube has there's the option of portrait and landscape at the same time. I, for whatever reason, chose just portrait for this week, and obviously it wasn't a good idea. But yeah, I just got StreamYard, and I'm still messing with some things. But if you can still hear us, that's awesome. But anywho, my wrestler of the week, Maurice Bears in the YouTube chat. What's up, Maurice? My wrestler of the week, I think it's kind of a unanimous landslide, kind of like the past 2 weeks, is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has had the biggest week. He won the Royal Rumble, spoilers, which we'll talk about. And of course, he had probably one of his best promos, if not maybe the best promo he's ever had on Monday.
It's definitely up there for sure. Yeah.
With a certain world champion that we'll talk about in a bit. But
Mr. Phil
Roman, I'm not a Roman guy, but I'll always give credit where credit is due. I thought Roman did a good job on Monday. But obviously we'll get into that. So, I guess if there's really nothing else to bring up, we can get into the Royal Rumble. What do you think?
It's your call. You got it.
All right, let's talk about the Royal Rumble.
Royal
Rumble was Saturday in Saudi Arabia in a pretty much a brand new building that they built from the ground up. It was early. It was at 1 p.m. Central Time, so we had a Royal Rumble.
I think they call it Riyadh season, by the way. The Riyadh season stadium, something like that.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
It was a Rumble at 3, or not 3. It was at 1 and ended around like 4. So it was like, that's pretty cool. But the stadium looked good. I thought it looked really nice. The only problem, I think the consistent problem was that it looked like there was a lot of empty seats because of the LED lights that were in the crowd.
Right.
Which somebody actually pointed out on social media. I think it was Ice Cube's son who zoomed in on one of the crowds, you can see people sitting in there. It looks empty because there's a lot of LED seats. But I mean, I'm just gonna say this. I don't think I think Saudi Arabia should just stick to the crown jewel shows. I didn't think the crowd was all that great, in my opinion.
Yep.
But they're getting WrestleMania next year, and there's talk about them getting more PLE events, and yeah,
Not happy about that.
yeah, I'm not happy either. But it's that's just what we're gonna have to deal with until this deal, whenever this deal does dissolve, which I don't see it dissolving. But yeah, let's talk about the Rumble. So the first match on the card was the Women's Royal Rumble. 30 women, all dressed up in Power Ranger suits, which Jordan Grace actually put up a video on social media with a few other women where they parodied the Power Rangers. It's morphin' time. I thought that was kind of funny. How they're at least like self-aware about it. The first entry was Charlotte, who was last year's winner. She lasted over like 50-ish minutes. Alexa Bliss, Kiana James, who was in there surprisingly for a pretty long time, but good for her. You know, Nia Jax, Ivy Nile, Lola Vice, Candice LeRae, Jordan Grace, Becky Lynch, who got eliminated like pretty early by Natty, who came out a little later. But after Becky Lynch, she had Sol Ruca, who did an amazing job.
She did a pretty good job.
Yeah, the Iron Woman. She was one of the final 4 women, which I don't know if one of us called that last week. I think Justin, did you call Sol Ruca's in the final 4?
No, I didn't. I don't. I think I may have mentioned her as a possible candidate, but no, my final 4 include Jordan Grace.
Okay, but Sol Ruca looked great. I thought she's obviously going to be a big star on the main roster. Roxanne Perez, Maxine, Natty, no longer Natalia, but Natty, who's now a badass, who's now playing her badass character from the NWA, not the rap group, but NWA, the wrestling company. And I thought she looked good. I thought she looked fine. She's the one that eliminated Becky, which I was a little like, okay. Liv Morgan, Lash Legend, who I think we all predicted that she was going to be the one that got the most eliminations.
Yeah, I think we all did. Yeah,
she looked like a star. And she eliminated 2 women that we'll be bringing up pretty soon in the Rumble that I was quite happy about. Number 16 was Zelina Vega. Number 17 was Raquel Rodriguez. 18 was Chelsea Green. 19 was Julia. 20 was Io Sky. 21 was Asuka. 22 was Rhea Ripley. 23 was Bayley. 24 was the NXT Women's Champion Jacy Jayne. I thought she looked pretty good out there too. Number 25 was Nikki Bella. 26 was Lyra Valkyria. 27 was Kalani Jordan. 28 was Kairi Sane. 29 was the epic, heroic return of Brie Bella. And then 30 was
she got
the return.
She had, kids crying in the crowd for her, so happy for the kids. They got to see her return.
Yeah.
Those Saudis love them some Bellas. And another return, number 30, was Tiffany Stratton.
Yep.
Highlights being, let's go back to Lash Legend. I thought she looked good. She had some big eliminations. She eliminated both Bellas, which I was quite happy about. There's someone else she eliminated. I think she eliminated Charlotte, which I was pretty big. And then Liv or Raquel looked pretty good. Raquel had some eliminations. Liv eliminated Raquel, which they brought up on Monday, which is kind of expected. It looks like this is the downfall of the Judgment Day pretty soon. And overall, like there's some women I wish could have had more time. I wish Jordan could have had more time. I wish Lola may have had maybe just a little bit longer. I'm not saying Iron Woman. I'm just saying a little longer than just like 5 minutes. Oh, I don't know. I kind of wish Liv got more eliminations, especially since she had the Judgment Day with her. But overall, I mean, I actually enjoyed the women's rumble a lot more than the men, because I thought with the women they took more risks. They were a little bit more creative with it. Didn't feel as safe. I think everyone kind of predicted Liv could win. If Bianca didn't show up, Liv was going to be the winner. I think
Right.
that was kind of everyone's like outlook, not just ours. But with this one, they at least made it a little bit more exciting, because like it came down to Liv, Soul, Tiffany, and I'm forgetting who else. But overall, like, yeah, I remember that the final three on the top rope, and they like doing that top rope ending for these women's Royal Rumbles. Liv, Soul, and Tiffany. And you kind of knew Liv was going to win. You didn't think Tiffany was going to win, so she came in at 30. And there was no way Soul was going to win, but they at least made it exciting. But overall, Liv won. She actually holds the record, along with Natty, as having the most women's Royal Rumble entrance. And this is the first time she's won. So good for Liv. I'm happy for Liv.
Yeah. She deserved it.
Yeah, she deserved it. She had a big year last year, and she's about to probably even have a bigger year this year. So, but overall, what'd you guys think about the women's Royal Rumble and Liv winning? Anything else?
You want me to go first, Ruben, or you want to go first?
You can go first.
Well, I disagree with Drew. I thought this was a terrible women's Royal Rumble, with the exception of the last about 10 minutes. I thought 10 minutes was actually good. This is a bad Royal Rumble. You have, and it all is based off how you portray these women here in this Royal Rumble match. First of all, you have someone like Jordan Grace who goes out there, right? Who was on SmackDown, basically feuding, with Jade Cargill. Did Jade Cargill come out and eliminate her? No, she got eliminated by Lash Legend. Now, Lash Legend is how should I say? She was the woman that got the most eliminations. They made her look like a complete, badass in there. But if you have someone like Jordan Grace that goes out there and who is, on TV having somewhat of a feud with Jay Cargill, wouldn't you have her go further than what she went along? You have a fucking Becky Lynch who is still one of your top 3 to 5 women in the company, and you just have her get eliminated by Natty. What is this gonna do for Natty? I'm glad that the characters changed, right? But do you seriously see Natty being, 6 to 8 months from now being in some type of important role on WWE TV? No, I don't see that. It wasn't good. This women's Royal Rumble was not good. Now I did like the elimination of, they're now telling a story with Raquel and Liv. I did like that. There are some things I did like about this. But just in the grand scheme of things, like it was boring. It was lifeless. I mean, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. Not the worst. Oh, not the worst women's Royal Rumbles, but it just wasn't good. I didn't enjoy it. Like I said, last 5-10 minutes was pretty good, but the other 45 to 50 minutes of this thing was really a real mess to watch. It wasn't good at all.
Where do I begin? I would rather have had a tooth pulled or have a root canal than watch this. At least until the last 10 or so minutes.
Yeah.
Just due to the fact that it's like not a lot of people got reactions when they went out there.
Good point. Yeah.
Like it was just lifeless. I was like, damn, like what's going on? And like you mentioned, Justin, with Becky Lynch being just dumped out. Like she's
they didn't make a big deal out of it. It was just like, oh, Becky Lynch is eliminated. Like what? Like,
yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't mean to cut you guys off, but it's like I said at the beginning, like the Saudi crowd was not good. Like the Saudi crowd didn't really.
It had nothing to do with the crowd. It had to do with commentary.
I think
it had nothing to do with the crowd. commentary didn't make a big deal out of it at all.
Agreed.
Like you gotta sell it. Like I don't give a fuck what the crowd reaction is. When you're watching on TV, yeah, the crowd helps, but the commentary has to sell it, and they didn't sell it whatsoever.
I agree. Yeah, like I'm noticing with commentary, it's just gotten so formulaic.
It's gotten
compared
so
to a few years ago.
lifeless.
Yeah.
More and more lifeless as the weeks is going.
Yeah, like I noticed that too. Like you would think that your heavy hitters getting eliminated would have made much more of an impact, but it didn't. And you
Right.
mentioned Jordan Grace. Like Jordan Grace is another one. She was better booked and better represented when she was in TNA as the TNA Knockouts champion.
Mhm.
As
Yeah.
TNA's top woman with the top belt, she was booked and presented more. I was like, what happened? I guess is when you go to the Big E, that's what happens, unfortunately. And I mean, there were a few things I enjoyed. I mean, obviously, Liv winning, we all called her winning.
Right.
That's going to further the storyline with Judgment Day. But how long they've been, doing that? This slow burns with a lot of these stories. There were these feuds that I have issues with. Like they need to quicken the pace. Like they need to wrap it up. Shout outs to Dave Chappelle, but they they also furthered the story with Asuka and Kairi Sane, but it's like, okay, that turn, I mean, the moment, because again, with these moments Triple H loves doing, where does it lead to? Like, yeah, the moment is fine and all, but where does that lead to in the long run? Not much. Same thing with Natty. With Natty, like, with this new Natty character, this badass character is dope. I like it, but she hasn't been on TV enough, or barely at all, to push that character to
I don't trust
further stuff.
WWE to do right by Natty. And also as well, Natty is probably the oldest woman superstar at this point, right?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with a what is she in her early 40s or late 30s? What are you gonna do with Natty at this point of her career? Are you gonna make her world champion?
I mean,
Like, are you gonna make her Intercontinental champion or Women's United States champion? Like, what is that gonna? That doesn't do anything. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, and just to wrap up, because I know we got more to talk about, but it's just, this kind of exposes the fact that with the whole women's division as a whole, there's just no cohesion. It showed in this Rumble, and it's a shame because they have so much talent. Yet when it boils down, like, you have all this talent, and they're not being utilized to the best of their ability. And it's like when they're just sent out there, they just look and feel like jabronis. It's not it's not their fault. At some point, they got take what they can get and use it. At the same time, when they're not given that direction, it's like, okay, like what I'm doing. So yeah, it's just so many. The right person won.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
We can agree with that, like 100, 1,000, 10,000% that Liv was the right person to win, but just how we got there was like, it was just very sloppy. I noticed, like, only and also Saruka, she had a good showcase.
Yeah.
She had a good showcase. Like, obviously, I'm very high on her, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. Maybe it just could be the fact that WWE knew they were going to Saudi Arabia. So when they tend to go to, overseas, they tend not to book storylines. They just kind of like keep everything at that, just, they put everything on pause, on freeze until they get back into the States. And then they start building, it's stupid. If you're gonna treat like a house show, then just do house shows. But that's another topic. But yeah, just the right person won. But most, if not all, the Rumble until like the last 10, 15 minutes was just lifeless. It was only the last bit that was just, that's when the crowd woke up, in my opinion.
Outside of, I'll say this: outside of Liv winning, correct decision, right? Great showing from Soruka, right?
Yep.
Liv eliminating Raquel, and obviously that's gonna be a built-in storyline. What else happened of significance?
I mean, Lash looking great in the match.
I mean, she looked great, right? Does that mean that she's? I'll put it to you this way: do you see Lash Legend as women's champion, like world champion in the next year?
No.
Maybe next year.
She has a lot of improvement, man.
I would.
I mean, yeah. No, I get you, but like, I think she can get there. Just based on the look alone, they're going to want to push her. I mean, I think she's better than Jade, that's for sure, in my opinion. But I think she can get there. I don't know. I like the Rumble.
It's Tamil Patel Potato, but I'll put it to you this way: I see why Jade is champion. The look, the mic skills, or what she does have as mic skills, but as far as in ring, yeah, she's not great, right? Lash Legend, I mean, she has a look, and she's intimidating, but what else with her? They didn't do anything. Yeah, no. What did they do for the SmackDown side of things? Is there any stories that was being told on the SmackDown side of things in this Rumble?
No, I get you. And like, let me kind of piggyback off of something you mentioned earlier with why Jade didn't try to fuck with Jordan in the match, because they were already doing the thing with Drew and Cody. They didn't want to do the same thing twice. Maybe that's why.
I mean, I get it, but they need to do something. They put, to Ruben's point, very minimal effort as far as trying to tell additional stories in this, and it's bad.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna go back and watch this Women's Royal Rumble ever.
Again, I would rather. I'm sorry, Drew. I'd rather have my tooth pulled than watch this. I'm sorry.
It wasn't good. it wasn't good.
But I wanted to bring up a comment in the chat. I think this is a new face. Give me a hell yeah -K8H. I said that right. They said, I don't know if you're a man or a woman, so I don't want to be disrespectful. They said, should have mixed it up with legends. At least we'd be cheering them. So aside from the Bellas, do you think there should have maybe been more legends in the Rumble?
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you questionable names in this Royal Rumble. Questionable names in this Royal Rumble, and we'll see if we can try to replace it with some type of legend. Questionable name. Not saying that she shouldn't have been in there, but questionable name. Cancel Ray. Who would you replace Cancel Ray with as far as the legend is concerned?
Trish Stratus.
Okay, fine.
Trish,
cool.
Yeah.
Trish
Lita.
Stratus.
Yeah.
Lita. Okay. Yeah. So what about Ivy now? Replaceable, right?
Lita.
Yeah.
Zelina
Vega, replaceable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's 3. Honestly, to be honest, I don't think there was many names that was actually replaceable. Kiana James, yes, at the surface, but she had a great showing though, ain't it?
Right. But shouldn't she been like a manager ever since she came back?
But we know that she's a wrestler.
No, I know that, but like her role has been manager lately. I mean, obviously nothing against her. I even said that I thought she did pretty well for as long as she lasted. I'm just like, I don't know if she should have been in it though.
Well,
just my.
I don't know if Kyrie should have been in it. You know what I mean?
To be fair with Kyrie, they were furthering a storyline with Asuka and how
exactly.
So she being in it is fine. I mean they're doing Kyrie a disservice. Like right. I think she's like, we know how good she is, but they're doing, just dirty for her. They're doing her dirty.
Yeah. But anyway, like there could have been legends in it, and at this point, well, I'll throw Kiana James for argument's sake in there, right? 4 possible replacements, right? Trish Stratus, Lita, Michelle McCool, because they know they like to call Michelle McCool, right?
Yeah.
Who will be the 4th one?
I mean, if they weren't in Saudi Arabia, I would have said Melina, but
there's no way she was going to do those splits.
No, like she would have not left there alive at least. There's not many legends. That's the thing. There's not many legends.
I almost said Beth Phoenix, but she's with AEW, so no.
Yeah,
or she's over with Cope in AEW.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It's tough.
I thought
Maybe
it
doesn't have
gonna
necessarily
show up.
3 legends. Tam Paxley replaced one, and at Tam Paxley, she wasn't in there. I think she would have, had bright spots in there. She probably would have got eliminated in 2 seconds, but she at least would have been in there, right?
Yeah.
I thought Paige was gonna show up.
I set that as a prediction. I mean, I didn't know for sure. I mean, I forgot to mention this last week. I didn't think this woman was going to show up either, or what her current status is. But I would have said last week, oh, maybe Britt Baker appears and she debuts in WWE or something like that. But but apparently Paige or Karrion Kross didn't get phone calls from WWE. So that should tell you everything that you need to know right there.
The brand new MLW World Champion, Killer Kross.
Yep.
Nice.
Which I'm gonna watch out tomorrow. I thought that was supposed to be live, but they pre-tape it a week in advance, so I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. But that was the Women's Royal Rumble. As you can tell, it was divided. I liked it. I didn't think it was perfect, but I enjoyed it for what it was. A lot more than the men's. But let's move on to the next match. The next match was AJ Styles versus Gunther in a retirement match. If AJ loses, he is gone forever. Well, from WWE. I thought this was a very good match. There was no way this couldn't have been a bad match. You got AJ in there, you got Gunther. There's no way they were going to stink it up. I like the story they were telling, where Gunther was just kicking the shit out of AJ for a big chunk of the match. And then AJ gets some offense back in, and then towards the end, Gunther just starts slapping the shit out of him. To the point where you would have thought AJ was like bleeding all over his body. And even the ref had to stop Gunther and be like, Gunther, stop doing that. Like the ref was being really overly dramatic in this match. And I thought it was kind of funny. Especially at the end, which I got to bring it up. And I think Ruben knows what I'm talking about. Like he's like slapping him, and like AJ's just like in the corner, like, and then Gunther gets him in for a sleeper, and AJ's trying to fire up and get back in, and then Gunther just does like the whole like elbowing him in the face thing, but then gets him back down. And like this is where the referee had me dying. Like the referee's going, AJ, and then does the whole rings the bell. I thought that was funny. I thought that was great. Add to the moment, but I just thought it was funny. And then AJ wakes up.
I don't mean to cut you off, but and I'll say this: I was fine with the ending of the match, right? But I'm just asking the question because I have to call it the fucking contradictories of anything, right? Why did they do that? They dropped AJ's hand once, but they did John Cena 3 times.
I hate that.
I can answer that. Well, literally, like we were talking about the referee, right? Just being overly dramatic, but it was done that way to sell the fact that AJ was literally like fading away into nothingness.
But in the annals of professional wrestling, there are rules. Shouldn't you be following the same rules every single time as a referee?
WWE doesn't follow.
I agree.
I hear what you're saying, though, Ruben. But I'm just saying, in kayfabe, shouldn't you be following the same rule every single time, every single match? But I digress.
I don't like that. I mean, as long as I've been watching wrestling, it's always been like you lift the guy's hand up 3 times, and if it falls down the 3rd time, then that's it. Instead, it's just like, call the match, he's done. Like, and then I don't know, it's dumb. But AJ gets up and he's just like, "Oh, what happened? What happened? What happened?" And of course, he does this whole, sad, man face, and he's crying to the crowd. Crowd's cheering him, and then he does something that someone pointed out to me, which I don't know the significance behind it. He takes off his gloves instead of taking off his boots. He takes off his gloves, but then he's about to put them down. He puts them back on, and then he does the thing, and then goes to the back. So as of now, AJ is retired from WWE. He will be appearing on Stephanie McMahon's podcast to discuss his
They
future.
had a preview up. They just put a preview up maybe like 20, 30 minutes ago, something like that.
Right, which I'll be watching because I like Stephanie's podcast. I like her. She comes off as very natural, a little bit more genuine than more of the other WWE podcast show hosts. I like Cody's too. Cody's is fun. But yeah, he'll be on. I know Triple H brought it up that he'll be talking to him about his future in the company. And also something about this being a new era in WWE. At this point,
stop.
At this point, you might as well call him Triple Khan because he's become Tony Khan at this point.
Triple K.
No, Triple Khan, not Triple K, Triple Khan.
We're Triple Khan.
No, Triple K. It's Triple K.
Because he cons us like triple. He does triple the amount of conning. So it's like, come on now.
I mean, I did call Tony Khan at one point to Ku Klux Khan.
There's a tweet. I don't know if there's a tweet that I saw a long time ago that made me laugh. Where it was talking about the black wrestlers in AEW. It's like, weren't there any black wrestlers on Dynamite? And someone goes, they just get put on Rampage like all the other ones.
Yeah. That's why I coined the phrase Ku Klux Khan.
But yeah, Triple H was like, tonight is gonna be a new era in WWE. It's like, what happened?
Yeah.
So I don't know. But anywho, again, good match. I think I kind of covered everything I need to cover. What'd y'all think?
I thought it was a good. I thought it was a very, very good wrestling match. AJ was, obviously being like the underdog babyface here, and Gunther was being that dick heel in the match. Everything that you said about the match, Drew, I agree with. I thought it was a very, very good match. They told a good story in it as well. I want to say I liked the ending, but I just question the consistency of officiating in WWE. But if that was AJ's last match in WWE, apparently that was a good way to go out. CMC and he tried to do the fake taking off the gloves, put his gloves back on. Apparently Stephanie asked him that question. So we'll find out tomorrow on what that means when he put the gloves back on. But if he's gone from WWE, let's see him do an actual world tour. Let's see him in TNA. Let's see him in MLW. Let's see him in AEW. Let's see him everywhere. New Japan, everywhere. Even though there's no one for him to wrestle in New Japan, there's literally no one to wrestle. We're probably not gonna talk news, but along with Evil, Hiromu Takahashi may be coming to WWE too, possibly. So I'll for me in particular, who always liked LIJ, I'll be happy to see Takahashi come over, even though he can't wrestle the way he used to, but yeah, we can move on.
Okay. I enjoyed the match. Again, like we mentioned, AJ was the underdog in this match. Like, for someone's final match, like, that's the way to go. I like this match better than the one we got from, with Gunther and Cena, for obvious reasons. And, the referee, I think, I don't know, he might have been like a Solid Snake fan because, when the death screen when Solid Snake dies, and that's that immediately. I was like, that reminded me of that, and I was like, he's definitely a Metal Gear fan.
Snake.
Is definitely a Metal Gear fan. I mean, hey, listen, love Metal Gear. Shouts to that franchise. But yeah, that gave me a good tickle there. But yeah, I enjoyed the match. I mean, AJ taking off his gloves and putting them back on was kind of interesting. But one of my favorite points of the match, or moments of the match, is when Gunther was just chopping the ever loving shit out of AJ to a point that the referee was like, "Yo, like cut it out, like enough. That it's too much there." So I Gunther needs to be, and we're gonna talk about what happened on Monday Night Raw, but Gunther needs to just be that dastardly heel, just be that villain. Like we don't have many of those types of villains like in WWE. It's just very hokey chicken shit heels. Like you can mix that in once in a while, but you gotta be so hated that the person that is eventually gonna beat Gunther is gonna get so much cheers and get behind the babyface that you need a good heel. You definitely need a good heel, and they're doing that with Gunther. But let's see, because I'm still not over the fact that he lost to Sami Zayn, then he lost to Jey Uso. Never laying that down. So still to this day, I love Gunther, but those two things do not belong. So that's just my whole 1 cent on Gunther. But yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the WWE Championship match. Drew McIntyre, who's the WWE Champion, versus the home countryman, Sami Zayn. Incredibly predictable. Very, very predictable. Really no heat on this match, other than the story behind it was Drew McIntyre was 11-0 against Sami. Which, spoilers, he was 12-0 after this match. The match itself wasn't bad. It's just compared to the other match, like the AJ and Gunther match, at least had some sauce to it. This, had sauce, but
Sami took a lot of offense, and he was supposed to be the underdog babyface in Saudi Arabia. He took way more offense than he was dishing offense.
Yeah, it was undercooked. It's like when you go to a restaurant and you order a steak. It was really undercooked, and by the time you bring it back, it's like, well, what do you want? So yeah, like to what Justin just said, Sami was just getting his ass whooped the whole match, and it's like, okay, as the underdog, shouldn't you be fighting back? Like with AJ was somewhat the underdog in the match against Gunther, but he at least got offense in. With Sami, it's like it kind of reminded me of another Rumble match from 2008 with Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton, where the feud was really, really
Bob
good.
Holly and Brock Lesnar.
Oh no! No! If I had a clip for the lady from Get Out, I would play it where she's going, no. No, Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton from the 2008 Rumble, where the story going in was good, but the match itself was just like, bing bang boom RKO. It's like, can we get a little more? That's what this match kind of felt like. And again, you knew Drew was winning. There's no chance in hell Sami's winning. At least not yet. Maybe next year. But again, Drew won. Very, very, very predictable.
Can I ask a question?
I
want to ask one question. Sami Zayn lost, right? And this is in Saudi Arabia. At this particular point, do you care if Sami Zayn becomes world champion? I don't.
Nope.
I don't. Maybe they'll tell a story. They'll reel us back in because they can do that. WWE has the ability to do that. But as this moment, if they're gonna try to tell a story of Sami Zayn winning the WWE Championship, his first World Championship in his career next year in Saudi Arabia, they need to start. They need to start now. And they need to make me actually believe that can happen. As of right now, I don't believe that. I have nothing to say about the match. What is there to say? What can I comment on? What can we analyze? What can we sink our teeth to in this match?
Not much.
Why sit our breath? Why even speak about it? Drew McIntyre won. It wasn't a bad match. It wasn't bad. That was a fairly good wrestling match. But what can we talk about and analyze and dissect in this match when there's really nothing that really happened in this match? It's really nothing. This is just to get us from point A to point B, and that's it.
Yeah, that whole mini tournament that they did for the number one contendership was just a waste of time, in my honest opinion. And at the time, Sami was like the only person that could win because you couldn't have any of the other any other challengers go up against.
Believe it or not, would have had Damian Priest in this position. Why? Because at least they had a story previously and they had heat with each other. They can rehash that old story. At least there was something there. At least they could have told a story of like what happened at when they had that match at WrestleMania. Drew, you're making that face. I don't know why, because you were high on Priest. but I'm saying that there was a story element there that they could at least told. It would have been no different than Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre. At least, wait, what's going on over there?
I have the game on. The Nuggets lost. Anyways, continue.
Okay. You threw me off. I'm sorry.
My bad.
I don't know. Go ahead, Ruben. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Not much to say about this match. Just inconsequential. They just needed, Sami to be out there. But again, like the fans knew that Sami wasn't going to win. Like at no point during the match,
right?
It seemed like he had a chance of winning. So it's like, okay, they just went out there, had their match. They get paid. Winner gets paid more, loser gets paid. All right, but nothing of significance really happened, and now we gotta find another, Drew's next challenger, and it's just a waste of time. And it's like the time that that time for that Sami had to win the world title was against Roman Reigns at Elimination Chamber. That was the only that window was during that match, and they didn't do it. And I don't think he should win the belt. Like, he shouldn't be world champion. I'm sorry. And big Sami Zayn fan here. You should not win the belt. If they're gonna do it, he's probably gonna get it next year. I don't think he should be, gunning or winning for the, winning the world title, or especially the title. If it was the world heavyweight title, okay, like, he's the world heavyweight champion. But if the WWE title, no, I'm sorry. It just doesn't make. His time has passed, unfortunately.
I think with Sami and Kevin Owens, love them both. I think they're going to be in the spot that they're going to be in, which is they're going to be plug and play guys, which is like, hey, we're going to take you out of the toy chest so we can play with you and put you up against main event guys, and then once we're done, we're going to put you back in the box. Sami, to me, more so. Like Kevin Owens, I think every now and then has usefulness to him because he has a little bit more pizzazz, if that's the word to use. Whereas Sami is very, 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 very good. You can have a good match with just about anyone. But Sami has become basically Dolph Ziggler. And not necessarily an insult, but it's more just like he's not going to win. Maybe Intercontinental U.S. title runs, but he's not going to win.
Dolph Ziggler was world champion twice, at least.
Yeah.
Right. But then, look where Dolph ended up.
Right. I know. I get what you're saying, but I'm saying, like, I wouldn't even compare him to Dolph Ziggler. I have Dolph Ziggler higher than Sami Zayn at this point, as far as careers.
Okay, who's another guy that was really good but never won a championship or never won the world championship?
Jake the Snake Roberts. I mean,
Tito Santana.
Shelton
Yeah,
Benjamin.
sure. Shelton Benjamin too. That's fine.
Yeah.
Basically, all in all,
Scott
Sammy's going to
Hall.
be the
Scott Hall,
okay.
yeah.
Sammy Ramon. No, Sammy's that guy who he's one of the guys. He's not the guy. He's going to work with the big guys. It's like what Cornette always said about Triple H. He was never the guy. He was the guy you work with the guys. So at this point, can WWE make us care about Sami Zayn by next year? Let's see what they can do, but I don't trust WWE booking to really make that interesting, in my opinion.
I'm just indifferent with it because all the goodwill that they had with Sami, they just like threw it in the garbage and then set the dumpster on fire. So
when did y'all think Sami had the best chance to win the world title?
Probably this year.
Like I mentioned earlier, at Elimination Chamber when it was in up in Canada against Roman Reigns, that was the only chance.
Bingo.
The only chance because the crowd
he
was
wasn't going to
behind
win it, by the way.
Yeah, he wasn't going to win.
It was Roman, but that was
Yeah.
If there was a time for him to win the belt, it would have been that show.
Yeah, because the crowd was over, it was invested, and it was story. Like the main thing is that there isn't any story with McIntyre and Sami, and if there is, WWE is not doing a good job with telling us that story, because it's kind of like with AEW crowd and the smart marks that tell us, oh, there's a story, you just gotta go back and watch this match from like 10 years ago. It's like, no, like it's your job to present us the story between these two individuals or these two teams or this faction versus this faction to us. You have to translate that onto the television screen as we're watching. We shouldn't have to go and watch a match from like 10 years ago from whatever bumblefuck company to see, oh, okay, search up. Like if I had to Google search anything, like you're not doing your job. Like it's just too much. Like you should, as I'm tuned into your program every week, you should be telling a story every week. And if you're not doing that every week, then you're not doing your job. And I shouldn't have to do your job for me. You need to do your job. And I will watch. Like period,
Yep.
Agreed. It's just niche booking by a very niche man. But we're not talking about AEW tonight.
Oh, good.
I mean, we're kind of talking about Triple Con, but that's a story for another show. Anywho, those are the two wrestling matches. Now we're going to move on to the men's Royal Rumble. 30-man over the top rope Royal Rumble.
Oh.
First, out of the bet. Go ahead. Were you going to say something?
No. Unrelated. I shouldn't react it. Go ahead.
Okay. Now I'm intrigued. The first man was Obafemi, who looked like $1 million, was great, had 5 eliminations, which I think I called, or him and Roman were tied for most eliminations. So Obafemi. The second was actually the Friday before the Rumble, they spoiled, I don't know how they did, they spoiled that Braun Breaker was going to be number 1. So I guess they changed it to number 2.
He was number 1, number 2. It didn't matter.
But it's just funny how they spoiled it.
You had that too. If you guys were paying attention to the show last week, I kind of mentioned the fact that, maybe on SmackDown I was off. It was actually in a Rumble. Maybe on SmackDown, maybe they make Braun Breaker number 1.
You did call it. Yeah.
I'm just saying, just pay attention a little bit. But yeah.
Maybe Triple K heard that and goes, that Spinebuster Cheese guy. I'll show him. I'll put him at number 2.
I'm more than sure, and I trust you. He doesn't listen to this show, number 1, because if he did, my business would be shut down. I wouldn't have a business right now. So
take that, Justin. But yeah, Braun Breaker was number 2, and he was attacked by a masked vigilante who did a curb stomp on him. That was not Seth Rollins, or was it Seth Rollins? It probably wasn't Seth Rollins, but it was somebody pretending to be Seth Rollins.
We'll say this right here. is going to be revealed to be Seth Rollins. It was not Seth Rollins in the flesh, though. It was. I don't know who it was. It could have been Logan Paul, like playing the role. It could have been someone like Grayson Waller, right? Could have been someone like that.
Yeah, I
But
can see that.
you know, but it's going to be revealed as Seth Rollins.
Yeah, more than likely, and that's going to be the Mania. That's going to be their Mania match.
Or the other, have y'all heard the other names that could be?
Who?
No, y'all haven't heard the other names. So Seth Rollins is one.
Excuse me.
The other one of the other names was Logan Paul, and the other name, which I don't want to see, but it does make sense, is Adam Pearce. I don't want to see it. It makes sense. But I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever that was not exactly. I mean, because Adam Pearce is like a little bit bulkier. Whoever that wasn't Adam Pearce.
No.
It's much lankier. Yeah, lankier.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyways, Braun Breaker ended up getting rolled into the Rumble ring by the Mass Vigilante, and got eliminated by Obafemi. So there we go. Number 3 was Solo Sikoa, who got eliminated by Obafemi, which I kind of wish they didn't feed so many guys. I mean, as far as like guys who actually are doing something on the show, like Solo, I don't like that he got eliminated that quickly. But I get it because they wanted to make Oba look strong, really, really strong. Number 4 was Rey Mysterio. 5 was Rusev. Both got eliminated by Obafemi. Number 6 was Matt Cardona, who, you guessed it, got eliminated by Obafemi.
That tells you everything that how WWE thinks about Matt Cardona.
Hey, as long as he's happy.
He's happy, but it's like,
right.
It's like you sign this guy back for this. Yeah, I mean, you have him lose to Trick Williams when Matt Cardona could use the win, right? And then you have him lose he would get eliminated here, like right here. Like, it's pretty. He had a story because I'm listening to this week's podcast, and he told a story about him trying to get to the Royal Rumble, right? He had the Hardy Boys, him and his team had a Hardy Boys interview that they had on the Sunday before the Royal Rumble. Right? If it was this past week, I'm trying to think here. Yeah, Sunday before the Royal Rumble. So anyway, long story short, they want him to fly out, and they want to fly out to Saudi Arabia. And longer story short, they he said that I told him that I declined the flight because I have this special interview that I have to do whatever with the Hardy Boys, whatever, right? And they're like, oh yeah, it's okay. Then he was like, oh, what if I fly myself out to Saudi Arabia? And they were like, oh yeah, if you can make it, sure. So my my conspiracy theory is that like this was a slight punishment from WWE because he kind of like did his thing his own way instead of like doing the WWE's way. Because instead of flying out on one day, he flew out the next day, and I don't know. But it's a conspiracy theory. You'll have to hear him speak to Stern on his podcast if y'all want to listen to that.
Plausible, definitely plausible.
I don't know, but as long as he's happy. But anywho, not to jump ahead, we're going to be doing odd men out more than likely for this men's Royal Rumble. There's a lot of odd men in this Rumble.
Yeah.
Where are we at? Matt Cardona, Damian Priest, Javon Evans, who was the Iron Man, so good for Javon. Mr. Iguana. Why?
Odd man out.
Trick Williams, who I thought got eliminated rather quickly, which I was a little disturbed by. Cody Rhodes, who eliminated Trick Williams. I mean, again, it's like if you're going to get eliminated by someone, Cody can be the guy because it's Cody, but I would have liked if Trick was in the final four, kind of like I predicted. 12 was El Grande Americano. 13 was Dun Dun Dun, a imposter Americano. No, the OG Americano, which got no reaction. Number 14, the debut of Royce Keys, who the graphic said Powerhouse Hobbs, and then it like the graphic was like a bunch of bricks that broke, and it said Royce Keys. So the debut of not Powerhouse Hobbs, which I thought Powerhouse Hobbs would have been a better name, but that's just me. Royce Keys, which the story behind that. The story behind that was Royce is his son's name, and Keys is the maiden name of his late mother. Yep. So
he obviously had a choice in picking his name, and this is his choice. That's number Ball's number 2. More importantly, his theme song. Well, when he first came out, did y'all heard the harmonica, right? I thought, I was like, who's coming out? Roseanne? I thought Roseanne was gonna come out there, right?
or Disney. Turn. Anyway. But yeah, he looked good out there in his debut. 15 is Austin Theory. 16 was Bronson Reed. 17 was Ilya Dragunov. 19 was Dragon Lee. 20 was Logan Paul, who I'm surprised was in it as long as he was. It's not a knock on him, but it's like he hasn't really done anything all year. 21 was the return of L.A. Knight. Yeah. Who's over, who gets a reaction, but WWE is like, fuck you. 22 was Brock Lesnar. 23 was The Miz, which I don't get why. 24 was Rey Fenix. 25 was Jey Uso, who I'm going to go on a rant, a mini rant here, and then we can move on. When Jey Uso does the repeat encore shit for the yeet, why didn't anyone in the Rumble go, hey, let's throw him out while he's yeeting? Why the fuck didn't they do that? It's like what happened.
I have a better question for you. Why, when Jey Uso was coming down to the ring, Brock Lesnar gets eliminated all willy-nilly, and commentary didn't make a fucking big deal out of that?
I was thinking Brock was going to go after Jey and beat his ass. I was actually wanting that. I'm like, please, Brock, beat his ass. Beat the yeets out of him.
No, the yeeting had nothing to. Brock didn't get distracted from you. He wasn't like, oh, what's going on over there? It was just the placement of the elimination where LA Knight and Cody eliminated him.
I just want to see Jey fucking get his ass beat by Brock. That's what I wanted. But no, like you said, he got eliminated by both LA Knight and Cody, and it's like, okay, now we're going to take you back to your seat, Mr. Lesnar. It's like, in the past, Brock would have just fucking murdered people for getting eliminated. But now he's just like, oh, well,
I got to go home now.
Back to my hotel room. Wonder what's for dinner tonight.
Yeah, I got something to say if you
Yes, please. Go ahead.
All right, so I don't know if you guys seen Jey Uso's post on Instagram.
Yeah.
To me, like, I don't hate the man behind the Jey Uso character. Like, just get that straight.
Yeah.
Because, in general, I'm not saying you guys, but in general, people tend to, mix the two, the person, actual human being with, the character that they're, portraying on screen. However, when all you do is be the entrance, you complain, oh, like I'm more than an entrance, oos. I'm sick and tired of people calling me dog. I'm better than that, oos. And then you proceed to come out there and do your entrance and then run it back instead of, I don't know, participating in the Rumble. Like, you're in the Rumble, you made a pledge that you want to be world champion again. And that's not what a world champion does. But again, I get why he does the eat thing, even though it's just overdone. It's tiring, it's nauseating, doesn't make any sense. It's everything has its place, but WWE has a tendency to just drag things to the dirt, and they're starting like I mean not started. They're already dragging this to the point that people are just tired. And again, not hating on the person behind Jey Uso, but if you have an issue of just being only an entrance, I don't know, you're Samoan, you're Roman's cousin, you can just, you know, use some of your politicking, like, hey, Oos, like, Triple H, Oos, like I love doing the yeet thing, but I want to be taken just a little bit more seriously. Not the time and place. I think it was up to him to be like, hey, like this doesn't make any sense. Like I should not do this on the Rumble. I should go out there, like, eat a little bit, but then go out there and just try to win the Rumble. And no. And then he goes on social media and just complains and cries and moans, like a baby. It's like, yo, you're not making your case. Like you're ruining your case because you're proving that, hey, you're just an entrance. You're doing all this eating that to the point that when you go out there, you're gassed up and you can't wrestle, you can't perform because you're doing all this eating. Like, in what world does that make any sense? And to me, like that whole segment, that whole point when Lesnar gets thrown out like that, and everyone in the crowd is just eating.
They're not even paying attention. They're like,
yeah, they're not paying attention.
I can't even see me, but see, this is why I can't scoot. But
they're
over there like,
yeah. It's just.
Did you? Sorry to interrupt, but I was looking at people's reviews of the Royal Rumble, so I was watching like Saw Monsters. I listened like to Jim Cornette, JD. This fucking guy, he was making fun of the yeeting and like. If y'all haven't seen it, watch it. It's hilarious.
I seen it. Yeah,
you saw it. It was like, and I was like, that's what they were actually doing. They looked like fucking like robots or something out there. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So
like literally,
it's like at a sitcom in front of a live audience. They put up the applause sign. It's like
right.
Heat.
Yeah. So I watched like Cultaholics review and. A lot of people's different because I like to hear different perspectives of it to see if my perspective is too strong or not strong or around the line. But that what he did that was hilarious. But to your point, Ruben, he needs to go to creative and be like, hey, I want to be taken more seriously. Don't remove the yeet from me because he makes a lot of money. He's one of the top, merchandise drawers in WWE. That's number one. But also number two as well. I will personally, for him, I will stay off social media, not forever or anything like that. Maybe for like a few weeks to a month or something like that, right? Or at least during WrestleMania season, because it doesn't really matter what we say. It doesn't. Yeah. If I'm a wrestler, I don't give a fuck what anyone will say about me, right? I don't care what Ruben says. I don't care what Drew says. I don't care what this person says. I don't care what that person says, right? The only people I actually care about is the people that come see me, who come greet me, who I sign autographs for, and a lot of the little kids too. Obviously, the yeeting is really now for the little kids, right? I see grown men wearing yeet t-shirts. I was at Walmart Friday. I went home. I saw two people in two different Jey Uso t-shirts. Obviously, anytime when a kid comes in my shop and he sees anything Jey Uso and they're a fan, they're doing the yeet. They're saying yeet like that, right? So I don't think his yeeting or whatever you want to call it, the whole gimmick of that is bad per se. It's just that they need to know the right time and the right place to utilize it to his maximum potential. And right now it's being overused, right? If they start to scale it back for a little bit, then bring it out when it's necessary, then do it. But if you're doing every single Monday and every single pay-per-view, it's not going to stay relevant. I'm
Right.
gonna stay at that.
Yeah. No, I agree. No, definitely. Like, just tone it down. You can still go out there and entertain because that's the point, right? Like that is the point of WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. Like, you're an entertainer. But at the same time, when you want to be taken seriously and you don't like the fact that you get called just an entrance, to the point you go out there, you yee, and then you run it back, and then you're just gassed up because
Right.
you just exerted yourself, you know, and then you do the thing that is making people talk and listen. Like Justin was saying, like, he shouldn't care what me, you, or what Drew's saying, but just understand, like, hey, like, we don't hate you, the person behind the character.
Right.
We're just annoyed with the fact that it's just overdone. It was fun, last year. Like, all right, it's cool. Like, eating along, but then it just got to the point that it's just hiding the fact that, just not very good in the ring, just hiding the fact that. And to me, you just got to work on your strengths, polish some things up, but don't kill the thing overall. Just tone it down, focus on your wrestling. The story should be, hey, I want to. I mean, he's world tag team champions too, which, again, like, you're a tag team wrestler, you're a tag team champions, and you want the world title. But I don't know. It's more so. It's an indictment on creative more than Jey Uso or the person behind the Jey Uso character. It's creative. Like, 90% of all this is creative at the end of the day.
I will ask this too as well, and I have to ask this. Do you think that some of this, obviously, some of this he actually does in his heart feel, right? But do you think that this is in part of it being in kayfabe, of his character being frustrated in the position that he's in right now?
That's a good question. That's a possibility. Because again, we were talking about earlier with creative, like, creative hasn't done a good job just telling these stories. So you have these, wrestlers
A
just
lot
go
of
on social
wrestlers,
media.
yeah, to your point. Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah. They go on social media and they
Right.
progress stories. Like, Asuka, she did more in building her story than what WWE has done. Like, I know, like, she has her own YouTube channel, and she was, like, just talking about the history of, her, and I believe Bailey, someone else. Forgive me if I'm someone correct me if I'm wrong, but she went on YouTube and she was explaining, I believe it was Bailey, but she was just explaining her, just her motivation and everything, and just the history. And it's like, why do it's one thing if they go on social media to, just add more icing to the cake, but when you got to go in the kitchen and get all the ingredients, or the wet and dry ingredients, to bake the cake, when
Right.
the cake's already been baked, it kind of tells you that creative doesn't really care about stories, long-term stories. It's just moments. And you have, again, not an indictment on the individuals. It's more so on creative, because a lot of these, performers, these wrestlers, they have to go out and they literally saddle with shit. And it's disgusting. It smells bad, and you can't do much with it, right? And that's what they saddle with a lot of times. So I definitely think with this whole Jey Uso thing on social media, it could be him setting up a story, furthering something. And who knows? Maybe we're being worked. Who knows? I mean, there is legit frustration. I can see that, but maybe it could be a work. I don't know, but I wouldn't, outright dismiss it.
I just think Jay is just he doesn't know how to internet. Like I think he's gotten
Yeah.
to the point where it's just like, again, it's just my opinion. I think he's coming off as very entitled with these Instagram stories about like, man, y'all don't deserve my family, and then of course not knowing how to spell, but that's whatever. Not all wrestlers are smart, we kind of know that, but I just think he comes off as very entitled. I think a guy like him who is making more money and who's more over than he's ever been in his whole career, someone needs to pull him in and just say, hey, shut the fuck up. Stop arguing with people on social media. CM Punk, for example. CM Punk, at this point, he's nice guy Punk. He doesn't deal with people on social media anymore. Someone like him should tell Jey, like, you really should just stop doing anything on social media other than promote matches, promote good things that are going on in your life, post pictures of your family, and that's it. Don't interact with fans. Don't go after fans who don't say anything, nice about you, because not everyone's going to love you. For the million that love you, there's a million more that are going to hate you. And this doesn't help Jay's case. So, yeah, I just.
But do you think? But to the point that I asked, do you think like any of this could be part of his character-wise? Like, to me, I think it's like 70% of him actually being frustrated and mad, right? And maybe about 30% of like trying to be like a frustrated character, because like that's what he's being portrayed on TV too. Him being frustrated.
Well, but I get that. But like, if that's the case, what does his family have to do with it? Like, because the whole thing is that Roman won, and everyone's mad that Roman won, even though I think pretty much 99.9% of the population knew Roman was going to win. But if that's the case, like, why would, in storyline fashion, he's like, man, why y'all mad?
It's not necessarily storyline, but staying kayfabe. So being in kayfabe doesn't necessarily have to translate to a story on TV.
Right, but let's segue into it. So Roman came out afterwards, and he did a bait and switch where he wanted to do the encore thing, and then punched Jey in the face, which I was actually happy. That made me happy. I loved Roman in that moment more than I ever loved him before. So I was like, yes, thank you, my tribal chief. Number ones. And then eventually he eliminated Jey, which I was happy about. So, and then after Roman was Jacob Fatu. And then Penta, and then Randy Orton, and then Gunther. Cody got eliminated by Drew McIntyre after he eliminated someone else. And then as Jacob is looking on after Drew, Roman eliminates Jacob. So all in all, the final four ended up being Roman, Randy Orton, not Jacob Fatu, Logan Paul, and Gunther, which I said about the Women's Rumble, they at least made it exciting with some of the choices. The men's was just like, we're going to make this as safe as humanly fucking possible.
Sesame Street, safe Lebec.
Yep.
Exactly. Because we know Roman's going to win. And it's like, my idea was like, hey, how's about Cody and Roman? Or in this case, I forgot Gunther's in the match. So I'm fine with Gunther being the final four. But it's like, why not have it be Trick Williams and Oba?
Why? Like, no. Why? I mean, I understand why Gunther was in the Rumble, but why did he need to be in the Rumble?
Because he announced it.
He doesn't have to be.
Right.
I understand why. Like, I understand why he wants a shot for a title. I understand that. I understand why he's in it. But if you have this guy who beat John Cena, retired AJ Styles, and you have him come out there and obviously not 100%. Don't like that. Just don't like that.
Just kind of like defeated the whole purpose of him going out there and wrestling.
It killed his momentum. Well, not kill his momentum, but like it.
No, you're right.
It's like where he did an hour before. I won't say it doesn't matter, but it's like it's definitely looked at less than. And it's like, oh well, he just got eliminated. Like,
yeah, he should just not been in the Rumble. Like,
if he was in the Rumble, he should have won it.
Yeah.
Yep. Agreed.
But that was.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Exactly. If he wasn't in there, he should have won it. But if like we saw, he didn't win. It's like, what's the point is now him beating AJ. It just hits. I mean, it still hits because he's retired. Retired, but it just doesn't make any sense for him to go out there and he's limping. He limped out there. Just a lot of this Rumble, like both Rumbles, just the right people won. Liv and Roman, but just how they got there was just a schmoz. Like they just didn't have any like semblance of structure. Just like, okay, just go out there and just do your thing. Just go, just whatever. Like it's just besides a handful of moments, it just did not. Just not very good Rumble. Like right person, right people won, but just did not. It just didn't gel together.
I mean, I'll say this too as well, right? Like, I'll say this. I like the men's Rumble better than the women's, right? But I'm not saying like this was a great men's Royal Rumble. I thought it was acceptable. I thought it was acceptable for what it was. However, there was a lot of names in here that just didn't need to be in the Rumble. Rusev, love your Rusev, but you haven't been on TV for weeks. Mr. Iguana, right. I get why Mr. Iguana was in here, but over Kit Wilson?
Yeah, like the dude's been having. I think he's like top 10 in the Spotify chart.
Over Kit Wilson right now. I get why Mr. Iguana's in there. I get it for the spot, but over Kit Wilson? Why was La Parka in here? And everyone you could have picked in AAA, you went with La Parka. You didn't. So there was no Pagano, no Psycho Clown, no. What are we doing? Like no El Hijo Dr. Wagner, like no Vikingo. Like come on.
For this Rumble in Saudi Arabia, I don't think they should have had any of the AAA guys because. Nobody in that crowd.
I agree overall, but I'm saying if you had to pick AAA guys, it would have been Mr. Iguana and one of the other names. La Parka is far down the list. This is not 1998 La Parka. You know what I mean? This is not the same guy. This ain't the chairman of WCW we're talking about here. You know what I mean? This is a completely different fellow. Right. You know what I mean?
I'm fine with Rusev. Like obviously the AAA guys, La Parka and Mr. Iguana.
You're okay for Rusev being there for 32 seconds?
No. I'm not okay with him being for 32 seconds. That's what I was saying. It's just like I get why you need to put Oba over, but why sacrifice Rusev and Solo and Mark Cardona?
They could have used some other NXT guys. Was there any There was no NXT guys in here.
No.
I mean, if you want to say like Devon and fucking Obafemi, like okay, if that's their excuse for NXT, I'm putting that in quotations, sure, right? But
like no Ethan Page, no Ricky Saints, no TNA guys,
no John
Mike Santana, Jeff Hardy, the Hardys in general. That would have been fun.
Yeah, they would have gotten a huge reaction if the Hardys.
They probably would have got the biggest pop out of everybody in the entire show.
Carmelo Hayes, he wasn't in the freaking match.
No, he didn't need to be in there. I saw that discourse on social media. What do you mean? Why was he gonna win?
Was anyone else gonna win?
Who?
Why not Carmelo Hayes be in the match?
You can't. He wasn't gonna win. No, he wasn't gonna win.
No.
Why the NXT Women's Champion was in the Rumble. So
wait, who?
The NXT Women's Champion was in the Rumble.
Jessie J shouldn't have been there either.
The NXT Women's.
Yeah, she shouldn't have been there either.
Like, but why not Carmelo Hayes?
Well, okay, Drew, you put Carmelo Hayes in there, right? What will be the benefit of having him go? What would the benefit of having him being there for 10 minutes? You will end up. He's looking strong right now, as is, right? He's getting stronger. He's going up the ladder a little bit as far as his credibility, right? Why would you put someone in there who already had a down? He was down already, right? Won United States Championship. His stock is rising as we speak. His stock is rising. Why would you put him in there just to get dumped out in 10 minutes, maybe by Obafemi or somebody like that? at that point, it's like, oh well, we might as well put the United States Championship on Noble Femi then. I mean, he just dumped out Carmelo Hayes like it was nothing. Like you can't put your mid card champions in there. Like you just can't. You shouldn't do that. I always thought that was stupid because it doesn't like. Has there ever been in a Royal Rumble setting where your mid card champion has a great chance of winning that match? Has there ever been a situation like that?
Wasn't Randy Orton like in the final four of one Rumble and he was the Intercontinental champ?
What year was that? 2004?
Might have been 04.
But was he going to win that? No, he was not going to win that Royal Rumble. Regardless, there was not going to win it. And plus, that's 22 years ago as well. That's completely different booking. You know what I mean? So, regardless of that, that's one example. I'll give you that. That is one example. I'll give you that, right? 22 years ago. But in theory, your mid-card champions, they should not be in the Royal Rumble match because it does not make fucking sense.
I agree.
Okay, fair enough.
It does not do anything for them. It does not do anything for them long term because it makes them look weak once they get eliminated.
Right, but also Finn Balor. Like Finn Balor couldn't be in because it was too.
He should have been in it. I agree. He should have been in it.
You know, I mean, Judgment Day, and I mean, I know Dom, and also you just said no champions. Like Dom is the champion; he was hurt, but why not JD? JD could have been in it.
Is he injured still?
I don't know.
What's going on?
I didn't even hear about him getting hurt.
Did he get injured again? He wasn't on Raw. He wasn't on Raw.
Anyone listening on any of the socials, let us know if JD got hurt.
I think he is hurt. You know what I mean? But
he might still be hurt or not been cleared.
Let me see.
But
I'll look that up as you continue.
But yeah, it's just like again, AAA guys shouldn't have been in it.
Yeah.
Miz, I don't think should have been in it. To me,
no, I agree.
Again, you know, this was the perfect opportunity to really take advantage of this TNA thing. Preferably, like put the Hardys in it because, like Ruben just said, if the Hardys would have came out, they would have gotten probably a bigger reaction than Roman. You know, because it's the fucking Hardys.
Right.
And again, Finn should have been in it. Some NXT guys. I love Oba. I adore Oba. I think Oba's going to do great things. They shouldn't have sacrificed Matt Cardona, which, like Justin just said, I think they've already Matt Cardona's like his fate in WWE's already been sealed as far as like where he's going to be. Why not Ethan Page make an appearance? You know, I mean, he's all ego. All you can be like, you know, I wrestled on AAA, I wrestled on NXT, and I also wrestled on the Royal Rumble in a whole.
But even at that, I wouldn't want to have Ethan Page in there either.
He is a champion. He's a North American champion.
I mean, I get it. Maybe they could have done something with him, but I mean, to me, like unless if you're a champion and you got a purpose going in there, and you look very good in the process, then maybe. But typically, in most cases, if you're a mid-card champion going into a Royal Rumble, you don't look better coming out of it. You don't. Either you look the same or you're weaker. And back to Carmelo Hayes, if you put Carmelo in that Royal Rumble, it would have hurt him.
Yeah, I have a comment about just Oba and Brock. They just hardly like, you know, had like back and forth. It was like, why have these two in there for them not to just have at it? Just give them the ring and just have them go at it.
WWE was milking that. So they did the first stare down, fine. You gotta do that, right? That's totally cool, right? But that second stare down, what are we doing? Yeah. Come on, let's get to it. If we're trying to tell a story of them having a match at WrestleMania, like you gotta have them be a little physical with each other. I'm not saying for Oba to get over on Brock or Brock get over on Oba, but you gotta do something.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. It's like
that was kind of weak. Yeah.
And that's why I was saying Oba, he looked good in the Rumble match, right? But this is why I said last week, it would have made much more sense to have Oba come out later on in the Rumble and eliminate Brock Lesnar and make it a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
That would all the eliminations Oba got, that don't mean shit to just eliminating one Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Just like with
I don't
you
care
remember
about
with
his
Drew.
I don't care about the 5 eliminations. The one elimination is Brock Lesnar, and they failed to do it.
Yeah, you remember.
I didn't like how he got eliminated though.
Yeah, no, I don't either. Like I agree. Like remember when Drew McIntyre eliminated Brock Lesnar? That was a big deal. That's how you make someone strong by
In 2020, yeah.
Yeah, like that's how you do it.
With the help of Ricochet by.
Yeah, that was.
Who remembers that? Yeah.
Yeah, that was. But
Yeah.
still,
it tarnished his legacy apparently. But anyways, continue.
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly, and still Brock is still cool. Like he still has that. He still has that authenticity. He's still one of like. He's still a star. There's still star power with Brock, regardless of everything. But they didn't use him properly in this Rumble. They didn't use Oba properly in this Rumble. They didn't even use Cody. I mean, Cody getting eliminated by McIntyre, like that was cool, but just in my opinion, no one was using this Rumble properly. The right person won, but how they got there was just a smoz. They just don't know how to build stars, and that's why they went with the tried and true Roman Reigns. Because 2 years, and it's like, where'd the stars go? I'm like John Travolta and Pulp Fiction's like
Yeah.
where the stars
It's
at?
like-
There's no stars.
Yeah. Right. It's like that
Like-
saying that Jim Cornette has, hit me so I can see some stars finally.
Right.
Uh,
Because I don't
yeah.
see any stars, and they have the talent, but when you don't present them properly, it doesn't matter. Just like what Justin was saying. Obafemi eliminating 5 people in the Rumble doesn't matter because he didn't eliminate the one that mattered, Brock Lesnar. They have so many things to call back to, and they're all not even. You don't got to go 10 years, go 5 years, go to 2020 with McIntyre and Lesnar. If you're gonna have Oba being there from the start, just have him go out there, just toss some people out, and then Brock Lesnar comes in, and he goes out there, does his thing, and then Oba and him have that face to face, and then Oba gets the better of him, and then that's how you set up the match with them.
With Oba getting eliminated by Brock, they fucked that up. It should have been reversed.
Yeah, they messed
I
up.
agree. Like
Because here's the thing, right? What's the reason for Obafemi to go after Brock Lesnar now? Oh, you eliminated me in the Rumble. It kind of, I don't say anything about Oba looking weak, but like they just did it ass backwards. If Oba would eliminate Brock Lesnar could have just attacked Obafemi randomly, and boom, that's your WrestleMania match right there.
Yeah.
I don't like. How are they going to be able to get to a WrestleMania match with these two? Or are they even having a WrestleMania match?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I think they can still get there, but like you said, Justin, you're right. It would have meant more if Oba did it, because I didn't like how he did it, because Oba sees Logan Paul hanging off the rope, and it's like, why are you going after him when he's hanging off the rope? Like, why would you care? Like as Obafemi, why would you care? And then Brock sinks up behind him and throws him out. And I think they can get there. Like Oba can be like, I'm the conqueror, but there's one person I've never conquered, and that's the Beast. And he got the best of him. So they can go.
Well, in fairness, he hasn't conquered a bunch of people because he just got to the main roster. But point given.
I'm talking about NXT, but yeah.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that can still be a Mania match. That's like, that's like tried and true, Mania match. So, but again, I would have liked it better. It would have meant more for Oba. It would have meant a hell of a lot more for Oba if you threw out Brock. But I don't know. Again, safe.
When he came out at number 1, I was like, oh wow. And I was like, oh wow. I first immediately thought Oba and Braun. I was like, oh man, they're gonna have a good interaction. Then they did what they did with Oba, which is fine, but in hindsight, it just would have meant more if he would have came out later in the Rumble. Let's say Brock would have came in like around like number 13 or something like that. Then Oba came out like at number 17 or 18, something like that, and he eliminates Brock Lesnar. Like if Oba, you could have still got Oba 5 eliminations. Which one of those was Brock Lesnar after he came out there, after Brock Lesnar going out to the ring? Wouldn't that mean more? Like, whatever. This is WWE.
Yeah, like
they
like
know what
Oba,
they're doing. They're telling
like
stories.
Oba's in
They're
the
telling
final
cinema.
four. Like Oba's in the final four, and it looks like he's about to throw out someone big, like let's say Roman, for example. He's about to do it, and then Brock comes out and then suplexes him and throws his ass out. Like, that would have been a big moment. Yeah. Instead, it's just like, like Ruben's been saying, Sesame Street, booking.
Yep.
Sesame
Street, safe Lebec, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we have the schmas of both Rumbles. Like I'm not gonna go back and watch these Royal Rumble matches. Like it's just nothing of value was missed. You might as well just watch all the clips and stuff. Or if your friend has it, watch it with them. But don't go. I'm sorry to say, don't go out of your way to watch this. To watch this pay-per-view. And I love the Royal Rumble. Like every year I get hyped to watch the Royal Rumble. I remember when I was a kid, I would, get upset when I didn't watch the Rumble live and I had to watch it like after the fact. And I was like, it doesn't hit the same. Now I'm just like when the Rumble went down, I was like, oh, it's this weekend? I guess I watch it. I guess it just doesn't feel the same like it did in the past couple of years.
I agree.
And it's a shame because like when you feel like that about the Rumble, imagine with Mania, imagine with SummerSlam and Survivor Series, which I mean, last year's WrestleMania was we're not gonna get into that. But yeah, it's just
even Survivor Series is probably like
yeah. No, definitely go ahead. Like I agree. Like last year's Survivor Series just felt safe too. I was like, oh, that's it. Okay, it's just lifeless shows that we invest our time with, to watch, to review, and it's just like I want more, and we're just getting the bare bones, and that's why people are just so dissatisfied with the product, and they go to us and other content creators to tell us what happened because they're not gonna go and watch the show because the shows at the end of the day is just no point. Like with that hour and a half or 2 hours or 3 hours Raw, SmackDown, or with the pay-per-views spending 3-4 hours. I was like, I'm not gonna spend all this time for what? They just get disappointed to just get have high hopes and just have them crash down. Like I just wait for the review to come out. I wait for my favorite content creator to talk about it because what's the point, right? Like you basically get your expectation. Oh, maybe LA Knight will win the Rumble, or maybe Oba's gonna do he's gonna set up with Lesnar, have a match, or what have you. On the women's side, you're probably hoping, and then nothing happens, and it's just the same thing over and over again. And then you got Triple H telling us, "Oh, if you don't like it, just fuck off." Like we tell you what to like, we tell you what to enjoy, and if you don't like it, then you're not a real fan. And like literally, he told us to fuck off during WrestleMania weekend.
And you know what? I always bring this up every now and then. When I remember Vince McMahon in the ring all those years ago say, "You don't like what you like." I'll tell you what you like. So it rings true all these years later. Like, is a you don't like what you like.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely correct. Like they tell us what to like, and if we don't like it, then we're the problem. It's not that creative sucks. It's not that there's no interesting storylines or characters. It's our fault because we're not seeing their vision or lack of vision.
not
intended.
not to bring up the other company, but AEW. I mean, they're no obviously they're no saints about this either. Has anyone seen what happened in the main event tonight by chance?
Was it
Yeah,
with
what's Brody?
Hangman and was it Hangman?
No.
Brody
Well,
squashed
Hangman
MJF.
was out there, but Brody King beat MJF in 3 minutes. He squashed him. Your world champion. Love Brody King, by the way. This is not a Brody King
Like him
diss
too.
or nothing like that. It's not a Brody King diss, but that's just like the lack of. That's the type of bullshit that we're being getting in wrestling. Not just from WWE, but it's also in the world of All Elite Wrestling as well. So
MJF needs to drop that title and figure out a way to get out of his contract and come to WWE. Because I mean, it can't get any worse, right? At least you'll be in a bigger stage. You will have that gateway to Hollywood. You'll have more opponents. You get to finish your story with Punk, with Cody, Roman. You have so many people to go, to go after and maybe get a world title. Well, no, definitely get a world title within like
complete
2-3 years.
malpractice from Tony Khan and team. You have your world champion should not be losing any matches whatsoever unless it's for the title.
Yep.
You should not be losing any matches whatsoever.
Brody King should be AEW world champion then. Like
technically, yeah, he should be
Yeah.
world champion.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that. Again, I like
Yeah.
Brody King. I really like him. He's a great talent.
Yeah.
I like him. But malpractice.
Yeah.
Creative malpractice.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the Rumble.
Back to the Rumble.
I mean, we kind of already finished up the Rumble, but
yeah.
Roman won as a surprise. Again, it's just flatter than a pancake, ending, which is just like Gunther has Roman in a sleeper hold, which seems to work on everyone else. It seemed to work on Goldberg and John Cena and AJ Styles, but not the power of the Superman punch Roman Reigns, the tribal chief.
He's Samoan.
He ended up, he's Samoan. Those Samoans, they're impervious to bullets, to selling, to sleeper holds apparently. So Roman throws out Gunther, and Roman is the winner of the Rumble. Which, when that happened, my sister-in-law was standing in the hallway in front of this very door, watching the ending with me, and we both had the same reaction of like, I guess. Because again, we knew he was going to win, but it's like, couldn't have given us like something a little bit more juicier, but whatever. So that's it. Roman is your new, or not even your new. Well, I mean, he's a 2-time Royal Rumble. He won back in 2015, which he very infamously got booed out of the arena, along with The Rock. The Rock tried to come out and be like, I'm here. And like, no, we hate you by default because you're with that guy. And now, with the 5 years of pushing that guy, now they're cheering Roman. So what can we say? But that was the Rumble. As you can tell, we were not thrilled about the whole show. It was very Sesame Street book. That might even be the title for tonight's show. Sesame Street safe booking or safe Sesame Street. I'm going to word it in whatever way. I'll think of something. But overall, what were your thoughts? Highs and lows, grade, if you want to give it anything, guys. Whoever wants to start.
Royal Rumble this year. You know what? Actually, I'll let y'all go first.
Okay, I guess I'll take it. I thought this Rumble was very bad. Not the worst, but very bad. It's not memorable. Nothing memorable happened. I mean, except if you want to count Jey Uso yeeting while Lesnar was getting eliminated. What else? Anything of note that happened?
If Powerhouse Hobbs has a good career in WWE, I guess his debut would be somewhat memorable. At least his entrance, but
yeah, I mean, that. But again, this is few far in between because they treated the Rumble like one big house show.
Yeah.
To me, like that's what killed it. Like I don't care where you are, if you're in Philly, New York, Miami, LA, Canada or Saudi Arabia, like you should have your shows booked like consistently. And they didn't. That's why this Rumble was not well received at the end of the day. And the talent suffered for this. Like that's like one of my lows. Like the talent, they went out there and it was saddled with shit. And I feel sorry for those guys and girls because they go out there and they travel and they do all this just for what? No reaction for most of the Rumble.
I will say this though. Yeah. So the lack of reaction does not mean I'm saying this here. The lack of reaction doesn't equal to this to the smarts of the Saudi fans. I think the Saudi fans as a whole is very smart. Because if you hear like some of the chants they were doing and some people who they're cheering for and booing for, they're on it. They're very on it, but they're not very vocal.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. No, it makes sense.
Like it's kind of like Japanese, like in Japan. Like if you watch like a Wrestle Kingdom match, New Japan match, or a Noah match, they're very quiet and they get loud in certain spots. I don't want to say that's what Saudi Arabia is, but I kind of feel that's what they are in some aspects. But I digress.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see that. But just overall, like again, like WWE definitely has a issue with just bringing intrigue and excitement. Right. Of course, you're gonna have excitement for your Becky Lynch's or LA Knights or Romans, your Io Skies or your Ripley's, and a few others. But besides that, like hardly like that's a handful of people that are over, and everyone else is just and it doesn't matter if you're a main eventer, upper card, mid card, lower card. Like, you should be getting some sort of reaction, no matter where you go. Again, in the States, overseas, you should be getting some sort of reaction. And again, it's just not. It was not good. It was not a good look with both Rumbles, and it's just will not go back and watch this. I will go back and watch last year's Rumble. I will go back and watch the last few Rumbles, or even the 2020 Rumble versus this one. This is not good. Like, it could have been way better, and it's not the worst, but just what we got was not good at the end of the day.
No. So what would be like a grade, like a number or letter grade?
Out of 10, 4 out of 10.
Okay.
Like, just 4 out of
Bret
10.
Hart.
Yeah, pretty much.
4 to 10. I'm kind of there with you. I think AJ and Gunther was the only decent to pretty good thing on the show. And I like the women's Rumble. I stand by it, but I knew it wasn't perfect. The men's was incredibly predictable. Too safe, and you can't be safe with a Rumble. Like the Rumble, that's where you pull out all your stops, and create that kind of suspense, even when you know who's going to win. Instead, it's just like Roman's going to win. But then, okay, what's going to happen? He's going to win. It'd be like an Infinity War. It's like we know Thanos is going to win because there's going to be a second movie. So how do we get there? It's like he's going to kill everybody. Okay, is something going to happen? Is somebody going to come in and help? Is a new Marvel character? Nope. He's just going to wipe everyone out. He's going to get all the Infinity Stones and wipe everybody out and fuck everybody else. It's like, okay, like that's what it felt like. And then, of course, the Sami and Drew match was like nothing, no sauce, no substance. It's just like it's kind of dry.
Dry piece of chicken.
Exactly. So if I had to give it a grade, like a letter grade, a big fat D, and not the good kind.
Well, it's based off the Gunther 7 out of 10.
What was that?
That's like a 7 out of 10 almost.
A D? Well, a D would be like a 6 out of 10 for me.
A D, and that'll be an F, wouldn't that be?
In college terms, a D is a
Okay,
a
in college terms. Okay, gotcha.
I'm the college educated guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah. 5 out of 10. It was mid.
Mid.
What else can I say? I mean, we already went through it. I mean,
I know.
5 out of 10. Mid. Not the worst. It wasn't the worst show of all time. It wasn't. I mean, there were worse shows. You know what I mean? Like you go watch the 1989 Royal Rumble and you come back here and you let me know, about the show, right? Or the 1988 when you have to watch the Jumping Bomb Angels. Actually, they were fucking awesome, but still, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just to harp on just for
Let's
like a
move on to
second
Raw.
with
Go ahead.
LA Knight. Yeah, just to comment about LA Knight. Like LA Knight, I don't know if Triple H has this thing with LA Knight because how popular it is. Like he reminded Triple H of Stone Cold when he used to come out and get those reactions.
Yeah.
That he's like one of the last ones that get like actual crazy reaction.
Yep.
It's just like I don't understand. Like he has it. Like, he should have been champ like 2-3 years ago, but I don't know. Like if he doesn't win Money in the Bank this year, I think he's done for. And I love LA Knight. It was so over, and it's like you got something there. It's like nope.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. It's going back to the old booking ways of like, oh, you organically got yourself over even though you weren't supposed to. We're not going to do anything.
Yep.
But anywho, let's move on to Raw. And let's try to speed through it just so we're not here too long. But let me start off with the big part of Raw, which was Roman Reigns coming out. Raw was in Philly, by the way.
Well, before that, shouldn't you open up with the Braun Breaker segment?
I mean, I guess we can. Well, I just want to start.
I really enjoyed that segment. But if not,
all right.
that's
So
fine.
Braun Breaker. No. You're right. Braun Breaker came out and just channeled his inner Uncle Scotty and Daddy Rick, and was calling out Adam Pearce, pretty much saying, "Get your ass out here." And Adam Pearce came out and pretty much just said, like, you had a piss poor performance in the Rumble last night, and Braun wanted to go after
the job.
Yeah, exactly, and was trying to go after Pearce, but a bunch of independent wrestlers, security guards, were holding back Braun Breaker. And while that's happening, you have Austin Theory and I believe Bronson Reed in the ring. And LA Knight just comes out and takes them both out. So LA Knight's still a big deal, but like we said, doesn't matter. But yeah, I like the promo. I'm not saying I did. I really like the promo. I thought it was a really good beginning to Raw.
So Raw started off very hot and chaotic and stuff and unpredictable. That's what's missing, and that's one of the things that is missing from WWE is the very unpredictable start to a show. It didn't do an opening and then say, "Hey, welcome to Monday Night Raw." Then show people coming in. They went straight into fucking Braun Breaker, ringside asking for a microphone, and I thought that was a very, very good way to open up the segment. Hopefully, we see more of those going into WrestleMania season.
I agree. It's like the night after Cena turned heel, CM Punk came out and just started, calling everybody out. He's like, "Listen, Dwayne, you bald fraud." Like, I thought that was great. Like, we need more of that, and not just like, "Hey, here's everybody showing up to the arena." Not that dumb shit.
And drinking, drinking their imaginary coffee, right? They're always going down, carrying their, with their bags and with their coffee in hand, and just the sunglasses. I don't have my sunglasses near me, but it's like so formulaic, and that's the issue with just in general with like the product. It's just so formulaic. It's so Sesame Street safe, and that's why And it's just so safe and just paint by numbers. That's just we need that sense of unpredictability and just chaoticness. We had that lean up to Mania 40. Like, say what you want about Rock inserting himself into the main event, but we had that. And I with all due respect, I think the writers, the head writing team does not. They just creatively bankrupt. Like I have to say, but yeah, the opening segment was good. That was good. That's needed, especially after what we got at the Rumble. But yeah, like we just need more of that. We need just to change it up. We need to like don't have to start the same way every week, but just do something different every week to get people, hooked in.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed. To which Braun Breaker got thrown out of the arena, and LA Knight got thrown out of the arena, but he came back. Much later in the night for the Vision versus Penta. Yeah, no, it was Bronson Reed versus Penta. That was
Penta.
Yeah, Penta won by distraction, or actually by via count out. So I thought that was pretty creative because since Bronson Reed's still a big guy, you don't just want to beat your big guys willy nilly, especially with a smaller guy or smaller ish, Penta, because Penta's still jacked. But again, it's one of those things of like glass half full. At least they're appearing to treat LA Knight like he's a big deal, even though it's like kind of a big cock tease with him. It's like we're gonna make you not look like a bitch, but we're just not gonna put a title on you. So, yeah, let me get to the I guess the ending segment, because there was a main event match, and there was also an ending segment. But the ending segment was Roman. Roman came out to address the crowd to choose his opponent. He brought up 11 years ago that he was being booed out of the arena in Philly, and he also lost his WWE title at WrestleMania in Philly. But then he comes back and he's cheered, at the Raw after the Rumble. So I like continuity in story, just little things like that work. And then he's like, "So who am I choosing? Am I choosing Drew McIntyre?" And the crowd immediately just started chanting CM Punk. And then CM Punk comes out. Before he even says anything to Roman, he just looks into the camera and addresses Finn Balor. And Roman just has that look on his face like, Roman mean mugging all the time. It doesn't always work for some people, but I think it's funny sometimes.
No, he has good facial expressions, definitely.
Yeah. Roman's like, you're gonna interrupt me and talk about some Finn Balor, and CM Punk's like, interrupting you? You're on my show. This isn't SmackDown. When you're on here, this is Raw. This is Netflix. This is CM Punk show. And pretty much they bring up history, Punk saying that I brought you in with the Shield and you learned from me. So congratulations. I'm proud of you, kid. Pretty much like he sunned him. And then Roman Reigns, bites back with, let's just get one thing straight. You wouldn't have come back here if it wasn't for me. Who do you think they came to whenever they wanted to sign you back? They came to me, which I think that was a little silly to say, because we all know there's certain things with CM Punk's history that I think maybe for legal reasons he can't bring up. It's like when it's like, you've been gone for 10 years. It's like, well, I had a lawsuit with the company. So obviously he can't bring that up. But
he can bring up he was in another wrestling company.
No, the wrestling company is fine. I'm talking about how they're like, you've been gone for this long. And it's like, well, I was in another company or I had a lawsuit with WWE. Obviously he can't bring one of those up. But I don't know. Anyways, that's just
okay.
Nitpicking. But he says you're gone for 10 years and you come back working the towns. And Rye-V1 in the chat says also UFC, he can't bring that up. I'm surprised he doesn't bring that up. I'm surprised nobody really brings up the UFC stuff like when they're insulting him, but whatever.
Guess that's just off limits. Yeah, that's probably off limits or something. I don't know.
It's like, you'll last longer in the ring than you did in your UFC, fights. I think that'd be good shit.
That's what MJF said in their first promo.
Right, but that I don't know. AEW, I'll at least give them credit, is that they allow more creativity than WWE. WWE's a little bit more, like Ruben said, Sesame Street safe. But anyways, go back to Roman. Roman, then brings up like, I didn't learn from you. The only thing I did learn from you is what not to do. 10 years ago, whenever you were on your little friend's podcast, you made my life harder than it actually was. And I'm not choosing you because you're the easy choice. I'm choosing you because I hate you. I've always hated you. And at WrestleMania, it's going to be the happiest day of my life because you will acknowledge me. And there you go. That's your WrestleMania 42 Night 2 main event, or the main event as we're looking at it. I'm glad they didn't prolong this and make us think, well, he could be choosing someone else. It's like, no, he's going to choose Punk.
Right.
Drew's going to do other things. Wasn't crazy about how they kind of buried Drew in the title.
Yeah, they buried Drew. They kept talking about Drew for a while. I was like, why? Okay, I was like, can we get past Drew? Can we get past Drew? But yeah, I mean, if I'm Drew McIntyre, I will really a rebuttal on Friday, big time.
I'd be pissed.
Definitely.
Exactly. But
yeah.
Again, I like the build up already. Go ahead.
Just quickly,
it makes the match mean something.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. Like I want to mention about Drew. I just want to mention with them burying Drew. I mean, to be fair, like WWE has been doing a great job burying Drew McIntyre. So it's like you can't get upset with Roman and Punk doing that when WWE and creative has been just literally digging McIntyre's grave. Because how many times has Drew went against Cody for the belt and he's lost over some nonsense? So yeah, like, and I love McIntyre, one of my favorites, legit, like one of the best, but he's not being presented that way. Whose fault is that? WWE. So they're doing that burying, and it sucks because he shouldn't be treated like that. But that's the company and their indictment on him. And yeah, and rest in peace, Z-Bros.
So yesterday on my Instagram for my shop, I posted the Zootopia 2 song, and I just happened to get the brand new Roman Reigns and CM Punk Top Picks Elites. So I happened to have them already. I didn't know this promo was gonna happen, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And when Roman cut that promo, he was all like, "Or Z-Bros or some stupid shit like that." Yeah, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm posting the Zootopia 2 song tomorrow, man, for the shop." Yeah, so funny little joke.
Movie made $1.7 billion. So
1.7 billion.
Yep. Yeah.
Billion.
Billion.
Yeah, damn. A flop. They flopped. They're still making money, by the way. They're on freaking digital release and they're still making money in theaters. It's crazy.
Still in theaters as we speak?
Yeah, they're still in theaters and on digital, and they're still making money in theaters.
Oh wow. Yeah, so there was another, I don't know if you guys see, it's on Instagram. It may also be on X or Twitter or whatever, right? When they're showing like Roman and CM Punk behind the scenes, like doing their voiceovers, and when they're like Z-Bros, then it cuts to Roman saying, "Or Z-Bros is some stupid shit like that."
Yeah, I gotta find that. I gotta find that. That's hilarious. The overall, the promo, I enjoyed the promo. This match, this promo sold me for the match, but it's up to WWE to, constantly throughout the next couple of weeks build on it. because I know Roman
If
ain't gonna show up.
if anything, with these two talents involved, they're not gonna allow. I think they have a lot of leeway in what they do.
Yeah, which is good because again, what Roman said in McAfee's podcast, like, hey, like I've been gone for 2 years, and the ball was in their court, and they just haven't built any new stars. And the even with Roman talking about his character, how he was built, how he was presented wasn't good. Like literally, he put over Bronson Reed, and look where Bronson Reed is at now. He's worse now than he was back then, and that's because of the booking. It's just not consistent. And Roman took good amount of L's in his return with this OTC arc, and it's like worse. It's just he hasn't been presented well,
Right.
and this match has sold me. Excuse me, this promo sold me on the match that they're gonna have. It just all depends on how they're gonna go forward with this. But with them be able to let loose, I think they're definitely gonna we're gonna see them cook, and I'm very excited about everything else. It's early to tell, but I'm not excited for the whole like WrestleMania, but I'm just excited for this match. Everything else, eh.
I mean, as of right now, I mean, we don't fully know the card yet. I mean, but we kind of have an idea. Maybe WWE finally kicks into gear and at least gets excited for WrestleMania season. I mean, as of right now, I don't see it happening, but hopefully they can start turning that corner. We'll see.
Rye-V1N in the chat. Let me bring up the comment real quick. As asking who should Drew face at Mania. I mean, I think they've already been teasing that.
I think we all have the consensus of the triple threat match. So
Jacob and Cody.
yeah, so a lot of us is predicting that it's going to be Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu for the championship, WWE Championship at WrestleMania. Now it goes to Elimination Chamber, so does Jacob win Elimination Chamber? Then Cody has to get the match, get involved, but it's going to be something like that, to where that one person wins the Elimination Chamber and the other person gets added later on. So, but we'll see. We'll see exactly what happens, though.
No, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. As for the rest of Raw, Raw was actually pretty good. It was a very good show. I mentioned Penta versus Bronson Reed. There was also Stephanie Vacour defending the Women's World Championship against Raquel in a street fight. Before, the return of Dominic Mysterio, who brings out Liv Morgan, who hypes up the match. And then Raquel comes out and brings up the fact that why'd you eliminate me at the Rumble? And Liv just kind of tap dances around the issue and is like, come on, you're going to win. And you're going to represent the Judgment Day at Mania, blah, blah, blah. And then Raquel just goes, you're right. Which I'm like, I don't know. Maybe they're prolonging it until Mania where Raquel finally just snaps and just like, like Gorilla Monsoon said when, Diesel turned on Shawn Michaels at, I think it was the Rumble. The honeymoon is over.
I don't know, but like when Liv came back, I was expecting Liv to be babyface eventually. I don't know if we're gonna get that. I think Raquel may end up turning babyface.
I think that's where they're going. Yeah. To the match, Stephanie comes out with new music, which
awful.
She's been Def Rebelled. She's officially been Def Rebelled, which.
Well, she was already Def Rebelled because her original theme was Def Rebel, but she was Def Rebelled square. Yeah, that her first thing was way better.
Yeah, I like how I like to comment. I like how people, rightfully so, like to shit on Def Rebel when they had bad theme songs, but when they have good theme songs, they don't say anything about it. They don't be like, oh, this is a good Def Rebel theme song. Kid Wilson's theme song is Def Rebel. But no one says it's a Def Rebel theme song.
Yeah, but Justin, out of one shit, there's 5 other shits. Out of
Out
one
of
good
one-
shit, there's 5 other bad shits.
Yeah, but should we not like still praise what they have? That's good. Be like, hell, Death Rebel, I still want you gone, but this is a good one. What's so hard about that?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. It's just fuck Def Rebel. But anyways, talk Ruben.
no.
See,
No.
You see what I'm saying? Well, there you go.
I mean, okay, like when Def Rebel pulls out a good theme miraculously out their ass, we're like, oh, okay, look at Roman's, not his new theme, but his Tribal Chief theme. That one was good. Soul Sokoa's theme was good. Stephanie's original theme was good. You got a handful, but you have so many things are bad that all the bad outweigh the good that they do. And with Stephanie, is like, yo, like you're stripping what little identity she has left, and it's like this whole advent of just using AI to just create music for these wrestlers. Like AI cannot capture like the soul. It cannot capture like that person's like essence, who they are, and that's why everything just sounds generic, the same. That's why when people come out, we don't know who's coming out until we see their name flash on the Tron. It's
they have. I agree. They have mostly crap things, but it's like Carmelo Hayes' team is good. Trick Williams' team is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no, we have bangers, but the point is that there's so many more flops than bangers. So when we hear something good, it's like, oh, it's good. It's just inconceivable for people to think that, oh, this is Def Rebel, when they suck more than
I agree.
when they're good.
I agree. I'm just
Hey,
saying,
but do you-
just kind of point them out. Just say like, hey, this is a good Death Rebel team. I still rather have you gone, but this is a good Death Rebel team. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, but do you think the ones that are good, the wrestlers actually have more input in them?
I wouldn't say for people like Trick Williams, because Trick Williams had the same thing the entire time. I don't really think he really had like a say in his theme song.
I remember him saying he did, because he said he suggested like some Kendrick Lamar song that sounded, not Kendrick Lamar, Kendrick. Am I saying it right?
Who else? There ain't no other Kendrick.
Lamar, yeah.
Ain't no other big Kendrick rapper that I know.
I don't know why. I don't know why my mind went blank. Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, like he suggested a Kendrick song that sounded similar, and that's what they gave him. Kit Wilson, he suggested like bites from a few other songs to put in to his new song. I also think it also chalks up to maybe some people just aren't that creative when it comes to songs.
Or like, I mean, like EO Sky's theme is Death Rebel.
That one's good, yeah.
Well, no, I think that was before Death Rebel.
LA Knight's theme is Death Rebel. I mean,
wasn't EO before Death Rebel?
I think that was the beginning of Death Rebel, I want to say.
Okay, because when
I may be wrong. I may be wrong, but I have a feeling that it's the beginning of Death Rebel.
I mean, to be fair, LA Knight, they gave him a new theme, I believe last year, as they remixed a little bit.
Yeah,
but still good. I'd rather his original theme.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, Solo's theme was good. I like Soul Sokoa's theme. It's a banger. Son, I'll play, at the gym, or just, walking, or just like at work, just playing it.
Now with you on the other bit, there are way more bad Death Rebel themes than are good ones. Like,
yeah,
I hate to be Trans theme. I'm sorry, it's terrible. I know there's people that like it. I hate it. I like her original theme, her NXT theme, but I don't like her new theme whatsoever. Jordan Grace, terrible.
Really bad, yeah.
It's awful. So there's pretty bad themes out there. So.
And also, there's a possibility she can just go back to the theme, because remember when they gave AJ a Def Rebel theme, and he just went back to his old theme.
Well, what was like, you don't want none. Was that the beginning of it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Same thing with the Street Profits. Like, they had that really chill
We
thing.
want the smoke. Yeah.
And then they went back
Oof.
to, or I don't know, I forgot the lyrics, but I'm like, yeah, that's better for them because it has more of a beat. Like a wrestling theme should have a beat,
Yeah.
and not like we want the smoke. You know, none of that bullshit. But I don't know. Yeah, Def Rebel needs to go pretty soon. But
Yep.
but yeah, the match, Stephanie Raquel, it was okay. It was fine. The ending was botched. Raquel kind of partially broke a table, so they took time getting the table out of the ring so Stephanie can do her move. And then Liv came out afterwards and posed with the belt. So that kind of tells you what's going to be the women's world championship match at Mania, which we all kind of predicted. The rest of the show, I'm trying to think. Finn Balor cut a promo. He cut a pre-recorded promo talking about, I'm not the nice guy anymore. I'm going to come back and get my vengeance, so to speak. So I'm assuming it's going to be Finn and Punk at the Chicago Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, Chamber, yeah.
Yeah, so which I wouldn't mind. That'd be a great match. What else happened on the show that was worth knowing? I think that's really about it. I don't know if there's anything I missed.
Oba Femi destroying the Viking Raiders.
Which, again, they want to build up Oba, which is fine. I'm fine with it. They want to make Oba look like something.
Yes, but the War Raiders, like,
Yeah,
these guys were destroying people in fucking NXT years ago, and it's like that just tells me that WWE's done with them. Unfortunately.
Yeah, they're not. They don't think highly of the War Raiders the same way they did years ago.
That's like, I don't want to compare and say they're the same, but that's like Obafemi going out there and destroying the Legion of Doom or Demolition.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really concerned with just overall with how they're handling a lot of these NXT guys, like especially with Jawan Evans. Like he's going after the Starbucks menu out there, and it's like can we get him? Like I know Dominic, like he's we almost forgot he's Intercontinental champ. Like we need to get that belt off of him, so that way everyone that's coming up has something to fight for. But that's the thing, we don't have, we talk about Roman being an absentee champion, but, Dominic was out. He was out with, injury, and he's a double champion.
Yeah.
And no one bats an eye, and it's like, yo, like the mid-card needs something. That's why, part of the reason why the mid-card it's like this, because there's nothing to fight for.
Yep.
Just have all these matches with the same people every week. It's worse. I mean, not worse, but it's kind of like doing just what Roman said was back in the day with his missionary promo. It's like missionary every single week because it is.
I mean, it's like fucking 2K now 26 universe mode. You get the same matches every week in the game.
Yeah, and it's just nothing of. There's just nothing of substance for them to go after. It's just whatever. And that's why people don't care about, people do not care about, the mid-card, because creative doesn't care, and the creative hasn't found a way. Like I would have just had Dominic just stripped of the IC title. Okay, you're gonna be gone. Haven't defended in some odd days. We're gonna strip you, and we're gonna have a tournament. And maybe have Javon win it. Like that would have been cool. Have Javon win it, and then you could like introduce the Americanos, and then you could have Chad Gable come back, and and then have it's like it's just there. It's just so simple. Like I'm not head of creative, and it's like you have something there, but it's like they just don't want to do it, and that's why like. Just with the War Raiders, just feel insignificant. A lot of these NXT call-ups, and we love Javon and Oba and Trick, but they just feel just non consequential. It's just there. There's bodies, and they shouldn't feel like that.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of title defenses and things of that nature, because you talked about you brought up a Dominic Mysterio. When is Jay Cargill going to defend the title?
That's a good question. She's another one that won the title and she hasn't.
Yeah, you have to defend your title at least every 30 days. That's what it used to be. She hasn't defended the title yet.
Yeah, like she's not injured. She's showing up and going at it with Jordan Grayson. They botched her. I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, you have someone in Jay Cargill just basically just keeping the title warm for whoever. And she hasn't wrestled. And I think they realized that maybe can't have her wrestle because then it's going to expose her. We can't have her wrestle. And I love Jade, but it's like the same thing with AEW. When she was in AEW, she was very limited what she could do. And now in WWE, I think she should have went to NXT. She should stay down there for like a year and a half.
I agree.
Like that, they just, again, we could see this because we're living in the real world. We think logically, but they just think, oh, we gotta have her out there for because AEW had her, and now we're gonna be a haha like we.
But she was I'm not counting Cody because he was previously in WWE, but she was the first major signing from AEW that was a homegrown AEW talent to come over. So I understand why they put her in a position that she in, but I think long term she should have been in NXT.
Yeah. Because it would have helped NXT, like, and then it would have helped her more importantly, like, develop, because it is developmental after all.
Right.
But they just blew their loads. Like, oh my God, we gotta stick it to Tony Khan. We gotta stick it to Snowman Tony, and it's like
Snowman Tony.
Like, I mean, listen, he that definitely has little nose candy. Anyway, this PG show. But no, like, it's just so many. Yeah, it's just so many things with just creative that, like, I don't know what they're gonna do Bianca and Jade. Like, if Jade doesn't return by the Chamber, like, I don't think they're just gonna go with Jordan Grace, which I don't want to see that match. I don't think it's gonna be a good match.
Also, I saw Solomon, Jason Solomon, put this up on Twitter. How fucked up is Bianca's hand?
That's a good question.
Look, this is what people are not understanding about this, right? I don't think it's about her hand, right? If it is, fine, let that play out, right? We don't know what's going on in Bianca's life right now.
Right.
She can have something like an underlying condition that we don't know about. I'm not saying that's what's going on, but we don't know for sure. I'm not gonna play with on when she's gonna come back. She comes back when she comes back, right? We did the same thing with Bray Wyatt. We question. Hey, when's he gonna come back? And we got unfortunate news, right?
Yeah.
Same thing happened to Brody Lee. I'm not saying anything ill will. I'm not wishing ill will. I'm just not. I don't think we should be in a position to question when someone comes back and be like, oh, well, it's only a hand injury. She only broke her knuckle. Look, if it was just her knuckles broken, we're not stupid, right? We know that's healed by now. We're not dumb. Like, you can't, like, there's no physical possible way that you'd be gone for a year. There's something else going on. There has to be, right? And we got to be sensitive to the situation, to wherever it is. I hope she's happy. I hope she's healthy. I hope she's back on TV soon. That's it.
Yep.
Great.
I agree.
All right. As for the rest of Raw, Javon Evans versus El Grande Americano, which the original Americano came out and distracted him, and then Javon won. So, yay. Gunther came out and teased everyone with AJ's entrance, and then talked shit to the fans. And then Dragon Lee came out and defended his former tag team champion partner's honor, but Gunther just choked him out. Obafemi destroyed the World Raiders. The Bella Twins are back because they want to become the new women's tag team champions. Yes. 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 Yes.
Terrible.
Yes.
Terrible.
Yes.
Yeah, that wasn't a good promo. If they want to be tag team champions, I mean, it doesn't matter who's the tag team champions. Really, let them be tag team champions. It's not gonna hurt anybody.
Yeah.
I'm glad Philly came to their senses and booed and gave them nothing.
Were they
'Cause they were
booing them?
cheering.
They were.
When they came out, they cheered them somewhat. I'm like, come on, Philly, I know you're better than this. And then they booed him, which
They were saying
Nikki
cool.
was like, yeah, I know. To which Nikki is dating some player on the Eagles. She's like, can you blame me for having good taste? Penta versus Bronson Reed, we talked about. Dirty Dom came back, we talked about. So that's pretty much Raw. Raw wasn't bad. It was pretty good. It started off hot, ended hot. The middle was not terrible.
It was okay. It wasn't. Yeah, 2 point, not terrible.
But let's skim through NXT just so we're not here too long. At the end of NXT, you had a 7-man ladder match to determine who was going to be the brand new NXT champion, since Oba left that vacant at the last NXT show. You had Keanu Carver, Ricky Starks, Joe Hendry, Dion Lennox, Shiloh Hill, Shawn Legacy, and Jackson Drake. Joe Hendry cut a promo before the match where he said, I haven't been champion in 6 months since he was, since he was TNA world champion last, which I kind of figured like, yeah, they're putting on Joe Hendry. And they did. Joe Hendry won. And that's not a knock on Joe. I like Joe. I mean, I think the fad has kind of died down a little bit, but he's still over. He gets a reaction.
Yeah.
He has a thing. I mean, we talked about with Jey Uso. Joe Hendry has a thing that people like and chant. And it's just when that bell rings, it's another story. But Joe Hendry is the new NXT champion, which I think is a good move because again, he's probably one of very few people in that show that gets a big reaction.
I mean, it was really down to Ricky and Joe. Those are the only two that went to me. Selfishly, I knew it wasn't going to happen because he's still the Evolved champion, but I'm very high on Jackson Drake. Very high on him.
Oh, he's good. He's good. I like him.
Very high.
They really went out of their way to make Carver look like something.
Dude.
I like the spot where he just destroys everybody, and then it cuts to Ricky on the ladder, and Ricky's like, "Oh." But yeah, Keanu.
What's so special about him?
I was about to say that because it's like his whole thing is, "Grr, I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm angry at everybody. I have a bad attitude." It's like, okay.
But no, I'm not even talking about that. What's special about him? There's nothing special. If there was no Obafemi and there was no Hobbs, he'll be more special. The fact that you already got two guys there that are way better than him on the main roster, why should I care about this guy?
No, I mean, I agree.
He's not better than Hobbs or Oba. You just had Obafemi, a babyface version of Keanu Carver, on NXT for the last couple of years. Now you bring in Keanu Carver, who is a heel version of Obafemi, but worse. Don't give a shit.
No, agreed. I don't give a shit. Maybe in a year's time we'll see, how we feel about him. But at this point, it's like, okay, like going back to Carter, or no, Jackson Drake. I'm sorry. I thought he was good. I think he has a good look. He's very charismatic. He has a punchable face as a heel. I like the fact that they're putting him with Ethan Page. Just like
I don't know if y'all know this, but in the Indies, him and Javon Evans, they were a tag team together.
Oh, cool. No.
In their early start, yeah. So they have history with each other.
Sean Legacy's talented. Dion
Talented,
Lennox,
but no charisma, in my opinion, for him. So,
speaking of no charisma, Dion Lennox, they are really trying to make him a thing.
I don't get it. I don't get it. He didn't do he didn't do bad in this match or anything like that. I thought he was okay, but like it not NXT Championship material.
Right. I know you don't like him, but Shiloh, he's getting reactions. He's getting over with the fans.
Who has a higher upside, him or Keanu Carver? You thinking about it and not giving me an answer immediately tells me that both of them don't have an upside at all.
I just said Shiloh was getting reactions. That's literally all I said.
But you like him.
I like him. I'm not just being biased because he follows us. I'm just saying, like, I like him.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I didn't know
that. Do I think he's going to be like the next big thing? I don't think so, but he's getting reactions.
I'm just saying that, like, they're pushing him, they're really pushing him to something that they're trying to push him to a point where he gets up to a certain level and he's not gonna meet those expectations, in my opinion.
Right.
Again, he has a role in WWE and NXT. Make him a bodyguard. Make him a heater for somebody. You don't gotta make him wherever you're trying to make him. And like a comedy-ish character that his teeth falls out, he pulls his teeth. Like, come on. Like, we're better than that.
Right. I think eventually he might be more serious. He might be in a more serious role, because, Luke Gallows was, Festus, and then he became, eventually he became Luke Gallows and became more of a.
Well, that was after having to leave WWE. Well, did he wait. He turned to Luke Gallows. Did he leave and come back, or was he like injured?
He left and then he came back. But yeah, I guess that's kind of a bad example. Another example is Ken. Kane. He was the dentist. Right. He was Dr. Isaac Yankem. Then he became Kane. So
I think Steve Austin was the ringmaster.
Right. Eventually, you can find that one gimmick that works for you and makes you more serious. But I'm just saying he's getting reactions. Am I saying that's kind of about it. But going back to what you just said, it's like the only guys who really more believable to win this match are Hendry and Starks. I'm fine with Hendry. I think eventually they might do like a Starks and Hendry match at TakeOver.
Dude,
it seems like the
NXT's main division sucks, bro.
Yeah, the women have more of an upside.
Oh yeah, women are a lot better, but we're talking about the men right now. The division sucks. Just sucks.
Agreed. I guess the big news heading into NXT is Ava announced on social media last week that she is not coming back to WWE. She has not renewed her contract. And that's about it. Ava's gone. Robert Stone was named as the new interim NXT general manager. So good for Mr. Stone. He's been on in the NXT roster for like 7 years. Forever. Yeah, he's been there for a while.
Out of all the names that I'm surprised that's still being retained by WWE. Obviously, he has a very good hand in the performance center as far as like with training and stuff. That's obviously one of the main reasons why he's there. So he is very he's very good, right? For within the WWE system. So they obviously have a use for him. But I'm surprised that Robbie E still has a job after all these years. So good for him, man. Good for him.
Robbie E and Magnus are both general managers on WWE television.
There you go.
So good for them.
Who would have thought, right?
Now we're only missing I don't know what's an obscure Rob Terry. We're missing Rob Terry.
Oh God. So I lived during the Impact days of 2010, 2011. Oh God.
What about the Curry Man? What about the Curry Man?
Yeah, Christopher Daniels.
Shark Boy. Shark Boy. Let Shark Boy be the Raw general manager.
Maybe a little better, yeah.
That's something that AEW will do.
Yeah.
They probably would. And I mean, whatever. But yeah, the beginning of NXT, you had a triple threat for the North American Women's Championship: Izzy Dame, Lola Vice, and Thea Hale. The match was fine. It wasn't really anything to write home about. You kind of figured who was going to win. Kalani Jordan broke Lola Vice's hand, to which Izzy Dame ended up doing a sit-down powerbomb on Thea. So she's still the women's North American champion. Tony D finally speaks after months of causing chaos and havoc in the Performance Center and outside the Performance Center. He basically just says, a year ago I was happy, and then pretty much Dark State ruined his life, and says that he's going to take him out one by one.
He said there's going to be two things that he's back for. One is to take out Dark State. The second thing is you'll find out when he takes out Dark State. So Tony D, I mean, I'll be honest with you. This whole new series Tony D character so far. Where's my fucking, like, you gonna sleep with the fucking fishes? Pachapa, Cospiange. I need my Don back. I need my Don back. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like,
do you just blow your nose in your t-shirt?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
I didn't have time to reach for a tissue. But anyways.
God. I just noticed that. Okay. All right. It's fine, Drew. It's okay.
But anyways, I just did some coke. Yeah, but no, I agree with you. Tony D, like when he was the Don, it was fun. Like it was entertaining. So him being the serious Tony D, it's like, let's see where it goes.
You know what I mean? I see where it goes, man, but it's like, I understand you can't be the Don character, like, and be like a main eventer, like on the main roster. I get that, but being just this, whatever this is it doesn't help either. So, you know, hopefully they flesh it out soon. I like Tony D. I really do. I always have. So,
but what do you think the second thing is that he's
going after the NXT championship?
Yeah, pretty much. You had Elio Lafleur versus Charlie Dempsey, which was a speed tournament match to determine who's going to face the speed champion in Atlanta in a few weeks. Lafleur won. Elegance Brand, TNA Women's Tag Team Championships, the Knockouts Championships. The Elegance Brand versus Zaruka, who are having some issues at the moment, to which they're leading up to that. Again, the match was what it was, probably because of the talent. But it ends with Zaruka doing a soul snatcher, to which she thinks she's doing it on the opposing team, but she ends up doing it to her partner. So she soul snatches Zarya, and then Elegance ends up getting the win. So that continues more friction.
Well, that heel turn's coming. I think that may be your stand deliver match, possibly.
Yes, sir. Next is you have Chase U versus Stax and Lexus King. Stax and Lexus King wins, and Connors dishes his partner. So I guess they're doing this like almost like a bloodline-ish faction with Lexus King, Stax, and his girl. Santino's daughter, and now Connors, who I believe his dad is Fit Finlay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And he was also trying to recruit Charlie Dempsey, who's the son of William Regal. So cool for them.
Yep. I think that'll be a very good thing for them doing that Summer Rumble. Also, number 2 as well. I don't know on the status of David Finlay from New Japan, the other son. He'll be a great fit in NXT. I think that he'll be a great fit in NXT. But we'll see. Because everyone's fucking leaving New Japan, so everyone's fucking leaving. I don't know if you saw the news on everyone that's leaving, but it's a ton of fucking people.
Yeah, it makes sense. Next is you had the Fatal Influence come out and just address the crowd, and then more challengers came out, more possible challengers for the women's championship. Actually, JC wanted Soul because Soul eliminated her at the Rumble, but then Zarya comes out pretty much just as, again, still jealous that everyone's choosing Soul over her. Ren QCC came out, so next week will be a fatal four-way match to determine who will face JC for the championship in Georgia or Atlanta. Sorry.
Oh my God!
What happened? What happened?
Irrelevant to what we're talking about.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna ask you after the show. And of course, we talked about the NXT Championship. So that was NXT, people. Good for Joe Hendry. And
Congrats.
We still believe, or people still believe from here. But anyways, that is the show. We did 2.5 hours. It was a big show, so we had to cover pretty much everything that we needed to talk about. But like I said, we're currently streaming on not just YouTube. Like I said, next week we will go back to a landscape portrait. I was trying something new and it kind of half worked. But again, if you're on YouTube, I see we got 5 new subscribers. So we're currently at 196. So we're close to hitting our goal and beyond. So
nice.
Anyone that subbed, thank you. Welcome to the channel. And of course, anyone listening on Twitch, sub to the Twitch channel as well as the YouTube channel, and on Twitter X. Twitter X DY Experience, as you can see in the banner, Twitch Drew Yard Experience, and of course YouTube Drew Yard Experience, and Instagram and TikTok. Yeah, that's about it, people. Sundays is Metal Drive Hoops, which we'll have a lot to talk about, especially with the trade deadline coming up, which tomorrow's the deadline.
Yep.
And then, of course, every Wednesday is the
this is like my Christmas season, too, with the deadline, too. I love the deadline season.
Yes, sir. And, of course, the experience every Wednesday with me and Justin. And occasionally, Ruben will show up here. RJ will show up here. Sometimes Jeff Lippman, whenever we're doing an NXT PLE review, will show up. And Culture Attack with me and Ruben.
Yes, sir.
Friendly Neighborhood Marks with me and RJ. And that's about it. Guys, go ahead and plug yourselves.
Yes, for me, Spinebuster Tees, spinebustertees.com. Get yourself a wrestling t-shirt. $20 and be shipped out to you. It takes maybe about a week or 2 weeks to get shipped out to you. You can follow me, Spinebuster Tees, on Instagram, where you keep up to date exactly what I'm doing inside my shop, which is Spinebuster Tees at the Wonderland of the Americas, aka Crossroads Mall here in San Antonio, Texas. Come and get yourself a wrestling t-shirt, a wrestling hat, wrestling action figures, wrestling trading cards, wrestling lucha masks, and more inside my shop at Spinebuster Tees at the Wonderland of the Americas, Spinebuster Tees on Instagram, and spinebustertees.com.
Nice. Again, you can check me out on X, Twitter. I still call it Twitter, at Mr. Ruben Prime. I recently did a episode of Culture Attack last Sunday. It's uploaded on YouTube, Spotify, and has some shorts from the episode, so definitely check that out on YouTube. The shorts are doing pretty good numbers, I noticed. Nice. And yeah, I discussed since it was a solo show, we discussed the passing of actress Catherine O'Hara. She was known for being Kevin McAllister's mom in Home Alone 1 and 2, and just discussed her legacy and whatnot. Also discussed Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super returning, the anime and all the other content, and a bunch of myriad of topics. And going forward, when I'm not doing a show with Drew, we're going to discuss more like culture, uh, gaming, and things like that. Just more of that side. And yeah, like definitely check us out on Culture Attack on YouTube and Spotify. That's we're gonna be uh, putting the content on there from now on, and we're gonna be doing videos, just strictly videos, no more audio, just videos because it's just better visuals. And yeah, just check out the YouTube, check out Spotify, check out, because by the way, Spotify does allow you to upload video, so that's a nice factoid there. So definitely check us out. And yeah, definitely big things coming for the Culture Attack channel. And me and you, Drew, we're gonna do an episode soon. But for the time being, I'll be doing a lot more solo shows. We're gonna talk about Metroid Prime 4. I have a lot to say about Metroid Prime 4 because I was excited for it, and just like with WWE's creative, it let me down. So
it came out already.
yeah, it came out December, the first week of December. It came out.
Oh, okay. I've been kind of off of what the Nintendo releases, so I knew that was coming out, so, close to now. So okay,
it's like
wow,
right.
I'm sorry to hear about that, man.
Yeah, it's right there on my. Is it right? Yeah,
it's
just. Yeah.
Let me guess. You don't have to spoil anything, but it's too much the same and not enough innovation from the first three.
Sort of. It's just that just too many chefs in the kitchen, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, because there was some good elements to it, but you can definitely tell that they were trying to make a bunch of different games. Like certain sections, you'll see that.
Gotcha.
And yeah, and again, literally this whole corner here is Metroid stuff. Gotcha. And I'm a big Metroid guy. And even
do you have a Super Metroid cartridge?
Yeah, it's just I don't have
it's hiding.
Yeah, it's hiding. I don't have it standing out though.
Oh, okay.
But it's there.
I get complete. Do you have the box?
Oh no box. no box. It doesn't count.
Yeah,
I have everything. I have everything else though. I have the amiibos. I have the Samus. I have the one with her and the bike, and I have the main boss there, and then I have Smash Brothers one. I have the Samus Return one, and then I have the Dread, and then also have copies of Prime 4, Prime Remastered, and Dread, and I have the Switch 2 box, and I have Iron Man because Iron Man is dope.
What's your favorite Metroid game?
Oof, actually, I will say Metroid Prime 1 is my favorite.
Yeah, one's
yeah, it's really dope, and we're gonna talk about that. Like that's gonna be in discussion for the podcast as well as other stuff. Gonna ruffle up some feathers because I'm good like that. But definitely Metroid Prime 4 is gonna be the topic. So definitely check that out if you're a fan of Nintendo and Metroid. And we're gonna have some more stuff to discuss. And when me and Drew get on, we're gonna talk about some stuff too. Can't wait. And I'm trying to bring the website back. I do have a website, but it's like down. It's just been inactive. Because I'm trying to like just consolidate everything. Just trying to put everything towards Culture Attack. So that's the plan. But if anyone knows how to make a website, hit me up. So definitely hit me up. We could discuss some stuff. But yeah, I'm glad to be here. Definitely been itching to talk about the Rumble, and then you guys are just great friends to have, just discussing, shooting the shit. And yeah, we do it again very, very soon on StreamYard because Discord sucks. Like just the app. I don't like the app, but people on there are cool. I just don't like the app. It glitches, so many problems. But StreamYard is cool. I love StreamYard.
Discord can suck a fat one. All right. we are done, people. We will see y'all. I will see you Sunday. We'll see you guys Sunday for Metal Drive Hoops. And then the rest of us will be back here for the experience, which is every Wednesday. So, anyways, people, take care and peace out.
Peace.
Peace.